What is going on, everybody? Welcome to the live chart readings with Lauren and Bryan.
Hello, everybody.
Hope everybody's doing well.
In alignment, we
Oh,
brought our patio chairs.
Yeah, they're matching. We got
Yeah.
into alignment with this Libra full moon energy. And
Yes.
we're like, we need to have more balance.
Well, I need to be cozy.
Me too. That stool wasn't doing it. By the end of the show, I'm like, so
I know.
hope everybody's doing well.
I feel like we talked about that last time about your Aquarius moon and my Taurus moon. It's got to be cozy. I don't know. And my Pisces got to be cozy. But
Full
how
moon
is
looking
everybody?
crazy.
Hello. Yeah.
I took some cool pictures of that full moon. I just haven't had a chance to edit them yet, but I got some cool pictures. So I'll throw them up on Instagram maybe tomorrow if I have time. I'll have time to edit them tomorrow. Today was like busy.
Yes. What did you tell me?
Full moon in a Capricorn 10th of Libra. I guess that's how it goes.
Hi, guys.
What did I tell you?
Oh, that you feel like you have a lot of obligations today.
Yeah, today felt like a lot of obligations.
And I was like, well, you're a Capricorn. Like, don't you love that?
And I was like, well, yeah. I mean, I do, but it's weird. Like, sometimes you ever just have those days where it's like, you kind of wish that day was the day off, but it's the day you have a bunch of things to do.
Yeah,
that's
you would
today. And like yesterday, I had a pretty open schedule, and I had more like, I don't know. I guess I was feeling that full moon energy, but no, I handled my business today. Been looking at charts all day, and I'm gonna look at some more charts right now. So let's look at charts.
Yeah, and so I wanted to talk about, before we go into the list of the charts that we're going to do today, the donation charts.
Ooh, we had pizza for dinner too.
Yes.
Nice.
We did. We did. I love that place. It's so good. And garlic knots.
She had never been to like Round Table until recently. She's like, Round Table?
I don't think that, I mean,
Round
maybe
Table
I have.
is possibly the best like chain pizza there is. Like there's better pizza you can get like from like local joints here.
Well,
and
I love
there.
Papa John's. I love
I'm
Papa John's.
way more Round Table than Papa John's.
But in Arizona, that's like was my go-to was Papa John's. I didn't have, they might have a Round Table, just wasn't near me. But now, Round Table garlic knots.
Yeah, their garlic sticks are the fire. They really do. Their garlic twist, whatever they do, those are special.
They're like marinated before they're. Oh my God, they're so good. They're like just. You bite into it, and I feel like butters and garlic's just like dripping out.
Yeah,
they're so good.
They are.
Garlic's
a lot of people had pizza. It's so funny.
Oh yeah. Okay,
oh, the gourmet veggie, yeah, from Round Table, that's fire.
We're all in alignment. Yum. Chicago deep dish. Yeah, I can get down with that.
Like the Italian garlic supreme.
Yeah, I thought I was gonna have a white sauce.
I did.
Oh, I don't know. There was so much stuff on top. I had a meatball sub, so I didn't even get into the pizza yet because I would have had to pick off all the mushrooms and tomatoes. I mean, I will later, but...
No mushrooms or tomatoes for this Pisces.
Hello. Oh, thank you. Thank you. Doing my time. Yes, I'm very, I don't know, bohem. I don't know. I'm always switching it up for you guys.
Well, your new headband looks good.
Oh, yeah. I've just been, like, getting all wild all day with... jewelry and headbands, and I'm just in alignment. It's very hello path traveler. It's very Venus. Well, did you say Venus and what? There's a yod you said today.
Yeah, yep, Venus, Neptune sextile, and then the moon earlier about midday, late afternoon ish, like 3 o'clock ish for people on the East Coast, and on the West Coast it was at like 12:30 ish. But yeah, that moon hit a yod point. So there was a couple hours there today where maybe that's why I was feeling like that was like right before getting ready for my readings today. Maybe that's why I was like.
Yeah. I don't know. The Venus is on my moon, so I'm like, good vibes. Good vibes. Yeah, hippie-ish. I know before I was the Divine Decoder, I had the velour hippie. Was what the shop was going to be, but now it'll be Showpiece.
Showpiece vintage.
Yeah. But yeah, I want to know about this solar eclipse because it's at 29 Aries, meaning it's going to be in the Andromeda galaxy. So
Yeah,
it's going to be
tell
very
people,
galactic.
tell
Oh
people
no,
what you know
you're
about
telling.
well, look, when it comes to Andromeda,
Oh,
you got the wisdom there, not me.
um, no, we have to like if I need to like study these like in depth and know what I'm like actually saying and
You were telling
presenting
me all
before.
about it the other day.
I know because I think when I'm telling you, I just am in the like the portal and I'm just. But now that I'm in front of everybody, I'm gonna. Um, I mean,
I
I
mean, you
will
said it
say.
is a portal.
Well, it is of like
What
and that
every
is
galaxy has that.
Andromeda galaxy is where it's the chained woman in the sky. It's like about breaking ancestral patterns and curses and karma. Like I don't know, it's one big yod if you want to look at it like that because that's what yods are. Um, and it is where like the I hate using this term, but it's like where it's like divine unions, like the twin soul, when the twin flames and the twin souls. That's it's like all
So
it's
that's
all from Andromedon. They're very technology and unconditional love and divine healing love and yeah.
what is the degree range that
Well, it starts at 28 Aries and goes to like 20 Taurus.
oh, okay. It's interesting that it's
It,
in
it, cause,
opposition because it's in opposition to the supergalactic center,
yeah. Well,
which is like 0, or is it 0 degrees of Libra, or is it like 4 degrees?
oh, supergalactic
Yeah.
center is 0 Libra to
Yeah.
like 0 to 4. Yeah. But it is it?
I
At
think so.
20?
That sounds about right.
No, I know, but
I'm
how
not
is
like
that in
super studied
opposition?
on those
27.
celestial, all those
Well, it's
celestial
the
placements.
Andromeda galaxy, and then there's all these fixed stars within the Andromeda galaxy and constellation. So, yeah, that I guess that's where the galaxy starts is at 28 Aries, but then you have all those fixed stars that are very important to know. And we'll do a fixed star thing one day because I'm like definitely, hey Cody, I'm like going down like fixed star and yod rabbit holes daily.
Daily.
Yes. But yeah, what do we yeah, 29, a karmic degree.
Yeah, it's a hybrid solar eclipse.
Oh, what does that mean?
I don't know. It's kind of an interesting term to get thrown around with Pluto in Aquarius, which I think is a very interesting part about this solar eclipse because it's at 29 Aries. So it's already weird that we get 2 new moons in Aries and one happens to be a solar eclipse, but it's square Pluto in Aquarius. So I would say that the identification of frequency that we're going to experience on a very intense level
Fixed.
over the next 6 months is going to be like nothing we've ever felt before, and like really nothing you could really predict or think you knew.
Yeah.
But that's Aries is like the identification. We're giving an ID to the frequency that we're stepping into. So this solar eclipse to me is outstanding, and I think we're so lucky that we get it right now, like right off the bat as Pluto comes in, and it's still not even fully, locked into Aquarius here, but we get a good taste of what this frequency is going to feel like, because Aquarius in many ways is frequency.
Ooh,
It
and
really
Jupiter's
is.
at 23.
Yeah, I mean, it's right there within 10 degrees, so Jupiter's playing a role in it.
The vertex is like 2 degrees away from Sirius.
Well, that's from Dana Point.
Oh, okay. So that
But yeah,
doesn't really,
for us, yeah, Vertex, Mars, 8th house.
we're going to
So,
have to like
you could
set
say-
up an altar.
Yeah, you could say there's going to be some deep transformation here, and even here, it's going to be a Scorpio ascendant on the chart when this eclipse happens.
Ooh, sexy. I like that.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
It's got some deep. It's got a little bit of sexy, but at the same time, it's intense. The intensity is ramped up. So
Of course.
I think with any eclipse, it's a fated time when you get these eclipses, always. So
Wherever it's happening.
it starts a new fated story in our life. I think Jupiter's in it. It's Aries. It is the start. It is the spring.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true.
I mean, we really are like, this is kind of the new beginning we've all been waiting for, that's getting kicked
Yeah.
off, and it's going to come in very Plutonian ways, but also very Aquarian
Yes,
ways at the
Christine,
same
it is.
time, because Pluto's starting to square the nodes. So we're all going to collectively be going through this Pluto square the nodes, meaning in an evolutionary sense, we are going through a huge skip step process where we have all, one, we've been dealing with a bunch of both. Finding safety and security, Taurus, but also going after passions and getting into maybe trouble
Desire.
or desires or,
Yeah.
different
Escaping a
areas,
lot.
or holding on to things for way too long. So there's a little bit of that, but I think collectively this is going to be a big disconnection from a lot of different things in life that we think we need to feel safe, and we're going to be identifying with a more passionate desire.
Yeah.
And even like relating in a new way, because the North Node is the node that touched Pluto last. So the South Node transited Pluto in Capricorn back in beginning of 2019. So it was that South Node that touched last. Meaning the South Node is going to be the resolution node. For this eclipse, it's not so much necessary to think
In
of
the
it that
12.
way, but I think we should be looking at the South Node with some importance. Because everybody's going to tell you, don't do the South Node in Scorpio. Don't do it, don't do it, don't do it.
Oh,
But in terms of evolutionary astrology, when you get Pluto square the nodes, that last node that touched Pluto is the resolution node. So we're all going to start off having to actually really figure out what our deep desires are. Really figure out how to find that deep emotional passion in life.
But also within
And
ourselves.
merger. And it deals with people, and it deals with merger.
Yeah.
And then it comes in and really squares at 29 Aries and 29 of Libra, which is where this solar eclipse is. So when the North Node comes to 29 Aries in June, like that's when things are really going to kick off too. So we are at a huge kickoff.
And then the Venus retrograde in July.
And Pluto will be back in Capricorn. So yeah, we're going to have to, relationships are going to be extremely important. Who we're connecting with, who we're aligning to, what our contracts are. I was saying when I did an interview with Natalie that this year with Pluto square the nodes was like, what was the term I used? It's like contract void.
Oh, yeah.
Like when you see a contract and a big stamp with void on it.
Right.
We're going to see very clearly what contracts need to be voided out in our life. And we're going to have to be the judge and make decisions. So we're going to have to be paying a lot of close attention to what we really want to merge with, what we're doing. I think it's kind of getting us ready for this frequency shift that we're about to see. It's going to be, this is going to be a year.
Oh, yeah. Pluto square the nodes. I mean, I just feel like.
So it's kicking off now. This is the beginning. This solar eclipse kicks off.
Yeah, and Aries, like literally the start of like this whole new with Pluto and Aquarius and
if you think about all the like.
Isn't there going to be a Mercury retrograde?
Yeah, in Taurus. What day is that?
Yeah, I felt like that was like on the 20th.
It's right after. Yeah, it's like the end of it's the next day after this eclipse.
That is even more wild.
Yeah, it will be. So that Mercury's stationed. It's just about to be stationed.
Yeah, the 21st.
Yeah. Yeah. And that's crazy too, because it's at that 15-degree mark where it's going to station, which is where Uranus stationed, spent a lot of time. And it's going to be making a semi-square to 0 Aries. There's just a moment. We're all getting kind of shocked here in many ways into an understanding of the way we need to identify with reality and ourselves and people and our passions and our emotions. And there's a lot going on with Saturn. Saturn's with Pandora's box in Pisces.
Oh, Pisces? Oh my gosh, Pisces is
like we're all
Pandora's like, going to be in Pisces.
This is like a big karmic box.
Oh my gosh, it is with Saturn. Wow,
it's like a big karmic box we're opening up. Pretty radical. I'm not gonna lie. Mercury's gonna be with Uranus too, so there is that. Also, they're not gonna come fully together because Mercury's gonna station at that 15-degree mark, but. Still, they're close. So it's almost like we're just getting the understanding that's like really propelling us forward into our ultimate values and into the value of connection and the value of people. But we have to go through this next 6 months to like really get the full picture.
There's no way Lilith's in Virgo. It's in Leo until September.
It's probably just spending a day there. Lilith jumps around. Like through a sign, it'll jump around.
Wow, Lilith is going to be on my ascendant.
This Lilith isn't an actual body.
Oh, is this true Lilith?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So
it's
it doesn't
Lilith.
move
yeah, Black
like
Moon
a
Lilith is still in
it doesn't
Leo.
move like a planetary body would.
Yeah. That's true Lilith. Yeah.
Jumps around a little bit.
Yeah, no, it's going to be like, what's the show we finished last night? Shadow and Bone.
Shadow and Bone's a good show.
Oh, yeah. If you guys want to see of course, the Pisces always, if it has magic or divine unions in it, and I'd be watching it.
Yeah, I think, Venus in Gemini is going to play a big role too because it disposits this North Node. Mars is playing a big role because it disposits the Eclipse. They're both out of bounds in declination. Venus is 23:57 minutes north, and Mars will be 24:39 north, which I think is interesting because there is an out of bounds factor to reality. So we're all going to have to kind of learn how to play outside the boundaries we are so used to as we identify what's new. And I think we need to keep a healthy curiosity. Venus in Gemini. Conversation's important.
Oh, yeah.
Expressing our values are important.
Yeah.
And it's going over where Venus did retrograde in 2020 and in 2012. So we're covering that zone. And that's where Mars retrograded. So Venus is kind of cleaning up a little bit and kind of trying to, I guess, bring the understanding of the identification of these mental things that we went through and, bring some like quality to why we maybe went through them. And Mars will be on Sirius.
Yeah, I mean, and just that it's at the 29th degree, which is a karmic degree. Like, it's very...
Oh, yeah, and even Saturn making aspects to the nodes has fate, built into it.
I can't believe Pandora's with Saturn. How wild in Pisces.
Yeah, the box is getting open. Like, that's just what it is. Like, karmically, we're all ready, I think, to step up and deal with these things and find empowerment through what gets brought to our attention. And I think a lot of it's going to be new. And I don't think with Pluto and Aquarius square this, like, good luck predicting the way it's going to go. Good luck predicting the markets. Good luck predicting the governments. Good luck predicting everything in power. Always. Good luck predicting people. Good luck predicting this. Like, yeah, good luck.
I mean, everybody should have learned, like, already to let go of the scorpionic shit. Like, it's been since January 16th. 18th of 2022.
I moved to Southern California when the nodes shifted.
Yeah.
Into Taurus and Scorpio, and also the Uranus went direct. Kind of crazy.
Yeah, I mean, it's just like... I mean, I guess we can always say this, because it's like, I hate being those people that, like, are like everybody else and just, like, repeat the same things about how you have to let go. But, I mean, that is what this whole... And then that it's going to go into Libra about relationships, the South Node. It's just, during the spell, the spell that was played on us, if you were not in alignment with your intimate relationships, I don't know how, like, the ones that survived obviously were meant to. Mm-hmm. Just through that whole craziness. But... yeah, I mean, yeah, it's wild. It is wild, the conditioning and the holding on. And I guess it's just really, because we were talking about this earlier, it's like, it really just has to be fear, because that's also Scorpio and Pluto energy.
I think that's what a lot of this is. Mm-hmm. As we come into Pluto and Aquarius and leaving Capricorn is, that's what we're starting to see, is that everything we thought was conditioned.
Yeah, Cody.
And we're learning the identification of truth and what's real. And we've
Yeah.
been holding on to a lot of things that were illusions and a lot of things we were passionate for that
Desires, though.
were
Like,
just built by a matrix, built by a system,
yeah.
built by something that's, evolving. And we got to evolve with it. And I think that
Yeah.
that's the beautiful part of this start is we're really getting to evolve with it now, where the last couple of years have felt just really weird.
Oh, and just so with those nodes too.
Like now
Also,
everything's
like,
going to be more whoa. Like it's I can't unsee that. It's kind of like it makes me
no.
laugh. Like when we see like a UFO, we're like, oh, it's a
Yeah.
UFO. It's like, well, that's an unidentified flying object. Like actually, you just identified it by calling it a UFO.
Yeah, true. True, babe. Yeah.
So it's like there it is. So
Right.
I feel like there's still a high level of smoke and mirrors with Neptune finishing up
Oh.
in Pisces. I don't think that's going away just yet, but still there's a lot of things to be seen and get that ID card pulled out on.
It's just been so much mental energy before when the nodes were in Gemini and Sag. It was just like, oh my God, it like collectively. And then with this Mars, oh, thank God Mars is in Cancer. I like,
The only time I've ever said thank God
I
Mars is in
know.
Cancer is this year.
my God. Right.
Kind of crazy.
Probably myself as well, but I'm just like, that was, oh my God.
All right.
Goodbye, Mars and
Well,
Gemini.
I'll talk a lot more about this later.
Yes, but so we'll now get to our scheduled show, but we like to connect.
Yeah. Do a little talky talk.
Erin, are you in the chat?
Is Erin with us?
May 5th, 1973, 12:14 p.m., Perth Amboy, New Jersey. We hope you're in the chat, but if not, thank you so much for letting us share your chart, and you can always go back and, oh yeah, Erin's right here. Cool.
Nice. Congrats,
Perfect.
Lana, on the new job.
Yeah,
You think?
absolutely. Well, just say you got it. You got it.
Mm-hmm.
You're just already stepping into that energy.
All
Yeah,
right,
that's
Erin.
right. Northern Steer, you are May 5th because I was thinking we did. Yeah, May 5th. Okay. All right. Erin is a Taurus.
And
right. Oh, I
yeah,
know, but
Taurus.
I was trying to look at the ascendant.
Oh, Leo rising.
Yes. Okay. That's what I was like. I was
And a
going to say
Gemini
Leo,
moon.
but okay. Wow.
So, yeah.
Yeah.
It's funny. David calls this, being born with this, a Leo rising and a Taurus sun, the prized bull.
Oh, there you
The
go,
prized
Erin.
bull. I'll always remember that. He used to
Yeah.
call Christopher Witecki prized. You're the
Prize
prized bull.
bull.
Because
Yeah.
it is that has the royalty of the
Oh,
Leo.
yeah. Absolutely.
And then that Taurus up at the top of the chart.
Yeah.
So I think, that's important because you do want to remember, like, our rising sign can be maybe how we look, but there's something about it being a new beginning in our evolution too, and we're kind of learning to identify with this part of ourselves, and it is Leo. So it is really like, shining, putting yourself out there in a really valuable, grounded Taurus, way, and in a responsible way, and in a way of taking leadership at the same
right.
time.
Merlin and Venus are fucking conjunct today. I was right.
I know, I told you.
Oh my
I told
God.
you you were right.
Wow. That's why I was feeling all creative. Merlin and Venus on my moon.
Yeah, so we just came off that.
Yeah, because I was looking up here. I forgot that it was the transits. And I was like, damn, she's got Venus and Taurus with Merlin. Okay, I get it. Sun 15 and... Oh, she does have Venus and Taurus.
Yeah, conjunct. the sun.
Yeah. Yeah, girl. Sun, Venus, Taurus. Get it. That's...
Oh, the life of a 10th houser. A lot of work.
Yeah.
Very similar. We're actually similar in a lot of ways because I'm also a fire rising Aries and an earth sun and an air moon. So we, have that sun in the 10th, fire rising, but I'm Aries and a Capricorn and then air moon. So kind of interesting, similar sort of vibration where like the earth part of you keeps you grounded and keeps you feeling, productive and here and kind of a little bit more reserved, where there's another side of you too that just kind of want to like break out and then a lot of thought and communication. But you are Moon Saturn conjunct, so I think having your emotions kind of feel stepped on at times, or like restricted, or not being
Restricted,
able to
yeah.
express emotion or your curiosities in life. These are things that you have to work through. And Moon Saturn can always be a hard relationship with the
Heavy.
mother or father. It usually starts from an early life, feeling like you always have to kind of take care of yourself. Kind of like learning to be the provider in your life. And a 10th house can feel that way too.
Yeah.
Like, gosh, you kind of had to mature. You kind of had to mature young. So something to consider.
Where
Also,
is
Mars retrograded over a lot of your 11th house stuff, stationed on your moon. So, gosh, the end of last year and coming into this year with Mars on your moon and on your Saturn, that could have been very intense, very emotional. Maybe a lot of talks with friends, or figuring out different ways to, I don't know, trying to find, I think, your uniqueness, your spark. Try something different, invent something, but at the same time feel a little burdened, or high emotion in that regard, or maybe a little stuck, like you couldn't possibly go into a future. But at this point, I think you could be realizing you really could, even though Mars is going to meet with your South Node next, and that can feel a little debilitating, like almost like you got a sense of feeling like, oh, you could take a breath. And now it can almost feel like the emotions are getting heightened, especially around people or situations that maybe you've had to have talks or conversations, or maybe even your home life.
Is her karma at 0 Aquarius? Is that
Yes.
karma? So Pluto's on your karma right now, girl.
Yeah, I mean, gosh, Saturn, Jupiter met there. I mean, gosh, since the end of 2020, December 21st, 2020, you could feel like you're in some karmic K-hole.
Yeah. And it's in the 6th house, so it's in the day-to-day.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
I think there's a lot of karma around, like, the day-to-day life. Like,
yeah.
Can you kind of liberate yourself and invent a new reality and make changes that are necessary? Like, can you purify things? Pluto's on your... hot.
I know. Should I crack the door?
I can do it. I didn't lock it.
I know.
And yeah, no, Pluto's on that karma. So I think this is like an evolutionary time of, gosh, really reinventing yourself. 11th house, Aquarius, 6th house, the day-to-day life. Like, I feel like you're at a breakout moment. Maybe you have been, kind of funny. I felt like bringing up like some of the Earth Sun things, and maybe like feeling a little restricted at times, and Uranus on your Sun, feeling like you need to break out. There's liberation all over you right now. Like, I hope you're making changes or feeling like a karmic importance in your life right now to do reality your own way, your own unique way, your own Taurus valuable way. Being like, yeah, I'm the prize bull of this life.
The solar eclipse is going to be right on her Mercury.
Yeah, on her Mercury, and the lunar eclipse will be on her Sun. It'll be her solar return.
Yeah.
May 5th.
So you're
an opposite
gonna
her
get
sun.
like some.
So that's how big
type
your solar
of,
return is.
Yeah.
Coming up, is that it's going to be opposite a lunar eclipse.
Yeah. Absolutely.
This is a big emotional year, and you're coming up on your Saturn square, Erin. So this is like closing out a chapter that's been going on for what, 22 years, about 23 years.
Yeah.
Already. So like it's starting to wane out, like this cycle, so that you can really start this new one. So you're getting like kind of hit with how to step it up a notch, how to take more authority for the personal life that you want, the spiritual life that you want, how to get out of habits, how to do more. I feel like Gemini wants to juggle things and wants to it doesn't want to sit still. There's a curiosity to try and to also I feel like you should be representing that playful energy of your Leo rising also. So it's like whatever you're dedicating yourself to as a 10th house sun and putting so much effort into, hopefully you feel like you're still able to play and laugh and have a good time and conversate and fully express what you need to. Definitely a moment here. Neptune's been squaring your Saturn since 2019, 2020, squaring your moon. Jupiter squared your moon.
Yeah, when you get into these later these later life transits, it's thank you, Cody.
You're on the list.
I want you guys to talk about me. LOL. Okay, yeah,
Deal.
I got you on the God, I forgot. I, bring it back, Lauren. I think what I was going to say, and if I wasn't, but what was in my mind is like this Venus retrograde is going to be on her ascendant. Or it'll like station like right by it.
It's going to station at 28 in your first.
Yeah.
Which will make good aspects to your Mercury. It's going to make, good aspects to your moon. So that's good, but it is going to cross your ascendant. So I feel like you could feel like, oh, I'm just about to start some things that feel really valuable, that feel really good, that I feel really comfortable. Oh, I'm so sorry to hear that.
Another awakening. Yeah. Now, what would that have been? Was that Aquarius stuff? Or?
Well, for her, could be a few things.
Yeah, because I mean, that's what I was going to say. When you get into these later life transits, it's just like, yeah, it's like intense, like 38 and beyond. I keep saying like 38 to 50, there's so much like squares and oppositions but it's like, because I really do feel it's like totally pushing you into a new cycle. I mean, it is, but it's really all of this that's been going on has just made you, well, like you said, another awakening and so much stronger. But so, prayers to you about your father. I know how that feels. Mm-hmm. Yeah. But like you said, an awakening was part of that. So that's beautiful.
Yeah, your moon's getting so aspected by Neptune, and it's your 12th house ruler, that I think a lot of the things that might be ending right now in life are really to trigger that kind of spiritual enlightenment emotionally and also mentally.
Yeah.
And even the solar eclipse on your Mercury, like that is illuminating. Like that is definitely popping things off for you mentally about maybe looking at the bright side of things, empowering yourself through different ways of thought. And, Mercury rules your 11th. And I feel like I can't not look at your 11th and Uranus and the Aquarius stuff that's in your chart, because that's where everything's kind of like popping off. Like I feel like you're really separating yourself from maybe what you thought so that you can really be who you truly are. And it takes like a level of courage to identify yourself in that level. The Venus retrograde is going to help with that, but in the moment, honestly, this summer from July 22nd to September 9th, it might not feel that way. It could definitely feel at some points like you make huge leaps forward and then all of a sudden you're taking, giant leaps backwards, and hopefully.
But again, I feel like you've already been in that energy like for a long time, so hopefully you can navigate it better than most because you've gone through so many. I mean, you were in your nodal flip not too long ago. I wonder if that is, because it's in your north node is in, wait.
Cap, 8 degrees Cap.
Oh no, she was in her nodal return.
No, it flipped.
No, it was flipped. Okay, yeah. So that's, the home, Cancer, Capricorn, So, yeah.
Yeah, and you've been going through Chiron, square your nodes. It's been a huge healing transformation for you. Yeah. And even your Jupiter at 11 degrees of Aquarius, that's a co-ruler of your 8th house, ruled by Pisces. Mm-hmm. So even like the Jupiter hits that you've been having with Saturn on it, which very well could have been possibly your father. Right around that time.
She said 2 years ago. I was wondering if it was when the nodes were in Cancer and Capricorn, but I guess that would have been 4 years ago.
Yeah, but it sounds like right around the time that Saturn was about that degree of of where Jupiter is at 11 Aquarius.
Yeah.
So it's very possible that could have been, something that was getting brought up. Also, making sextiles to her Neptune, which is another ruler of that 11th house. I'm sorry, I said 11 because it's 11 degrees, and I keep thinking about her 11th, but 8th house. So, yeah, transformation, The 8th house does, remind us that death is, it's one of the only constants. It is one of the only fixed things in this reality. Everything that comes into this reality does eventually die.
And that it's just in this, I know, but it's like, I look at that as such a more exalted way, because I know that my dad is like guiding me, and like I
agree. I think death is a beautiful thing.
I almost feel sometimes, personally, that is why it happens, and they're like protecting you and like pushing you forward, and
absolutely.
Yeah. You're on tonight's, Cori. I believe you're the last. You're tonight. I don't know what order you're in, but you're tonight.
Fifth.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So yeah, and Jupiter on your Chiron, like just it's time to stay positive and not look at the downside. Look at how big the picture can be and see that there's a lot going on, and this eclipse is trying to illuminate that. I feel like your mind's getting, you know, pried open to like see more truth about how to be more yourself and how to have more fun in your life too, and how to dedicate to any version of you that's most creative and true. And every situation is just kind of karmically happening now to transform you and to get you there.
Yeah.
And I feel like these next couple years here for you with Pluto on your karma could feel extra karmic in many ways.
Bryan has that right now, but in his progressions.
Yeah.
He can tell you what it's like.
Life is karmic.
I mean, you've actually been kind of having it, for a while.
But that's kind of part of your journey, Erin, is, Pluto in the second, you're here to like get out of comfort zones and, see that there's more out there in the world. And it's easy to, lock into safety and security, but it's through situations like this, whether it's the death of somebody we love or through a feeling of, depth in any way possible, that we've, alchemized these situations and turn lead into gold. Mm-hmm. And that's kind of what Pluto's helping you with karmically in your day-to-day life and reality. And even your nodal axis, right? Like South Node 11th in Cancer, it's not just like kicking back with friends and, chilling. Like your 10th house sun, Venus is there. You got North Node on that. Uranus was on it. Like I think you're realizing that like it's pretty North Node Capricorn time. Like how can you dedicate to the truest sense of yourself that wants to have fun and express itself and, be in integrity with that. And that will light up your Leo ascendant too. And I think that you'll really enjoy that at the same time. And North Nodes now just came into your 9th house. So
thank you, Fairy.
It's all about the big picture. It's all about positivity. There can be a lot of little things that trigger you or your mind can, be all over the place. But I think, set your sights on what can happen if you look bigger and outside the box and, maybe...
And really just surrendering to the unknown. Like that, like just let go of control. And I mean, I know that's, Saturn, Moon, and Gemini. Like it's not about control, but you're like in your mind, the great unknown. But that's where it leads down to the treasure destiny path, and you just gotta go.
Yes.
I'll put you on the list, Fairy. Thank you so much.
All right.
So we hope that helped you, Erin, and that because we're doing it a bit different where we're doing the transits just like off the bat because we want to like empower everybody with what they're going to be like going through, And I mean, again, it's like... Yeah, you've already gone through I probably say that every week, but like, because when I see these years of like, when you're like, at the later part in your life, in your 40s, really, I'll just say in the 40s, it's like, by the time you get to like 40 or something, you're like exhausted. You're like, fuck, I just, let it go. And then like, let all the new and the unknown come in, so... Yeah, Erin, we want to know what you're the what is it called?
The prized bull.
The prized bull. You are the prized bull, and you need to wake up every morning and look in the mirror and be like, yeah, Sun, Venus, and Taurus. Hell yeah, I am. Mm-hmm. Absolutely, girl. Yes. So we hope that helped you.
We do.
Much love.
Holly.
Ooh, we got a Scorpio in the house.
November 14th, 4:56
So Holly be going through these crazy transits too, 76. So yeah, I mean, what, Uranus opposite Uranus right now? So Holly, if you are in the chat, November 14th, 1976, 4:56 a.m., Denver, Colorado. If you are in the chat, let us know. If not, thank you for sharing your chart.
Yeah. Did just finish up that Uranus opposition, and she's a Uranus North node, also in the first. So
Okay.
this definitely could be like that could have been a huge liberation point of like really being like, yeah, I need to go towards my passions, and that South node transiting through all your Scorpio could definitely be, expelling the waste of things that you're not
Holly's in the
identified
chat.
and,
All
not
right.
passionate for.
Yeah.
And that could be part of the liberation. And
Oh
with
gosh, we
Uranus
got a lot of
ruling
Scorpio.
your fourth house, and even Karma transiting your fourth house, Saturn been in your fourth house. Saturn's finally finishing there, but it will come back later this year. But it's very possible that even now you're kind of like, wow, yeah, I've had to make a lot of changes, not only internally or emotional, but there could have been some family stuff, home stuff that went on that you definitely had to kind of objectively figure out and then identify. And
Ooh, you are Scorpionic. Cody, here's your Scorpionic girl. But I don't know. Holly might be in a relationship. Here's your Plutonic relationship, Cody. I am loving this. So, Sun, Karma, Mars, and Mercury, all in Scorpio. She's got a Scorpio stellium in the first. Ooh, you are
scorped out.
You gotta be, yeah, seductive.
Probably a very, very intense life, and you even have the North Node in Scorpio with Uranus, so you were always fated karmically to.
Well, listen, Scorpios go through a lot to begin with. We can say that you've been through a lot just by looking at your first house. But then, and look at all that. Okay, I keep looking at the transits. I need to no, you keep it on there. But so then she's got Taurus, Jupiter, and she's North Node Scorpio too. Yeah, girl, you're stacked. Yeah. Stacked Scorpio stellium.
That moon
You're
Saturn,
psychic.
That moon Saturn conjunction's pretty gnarly too. We just talked about that a little bit with.
You're like
with Erin.
A sexy witch.
Moon Saturn's hard. That is a hard thing to be born with. Everything.
Where's Saturn?
10th house.
Oh, Leo. Yeah.
Exact. Minutes apart.
Another moon Saturn. Wow.
It's a very intense conjunction to be born with.
Yeah.
Everything feels like you got to work hard. Everything feels like even just to chill out and relax and have like a personal life feels like a work. Like you got to always just get up and pull yourself up by the bootstraps. And even in the 10th. I mean, this makes you extremely reliable.
Yes.
At the same time, though.
And you want to merge with whoever you're with.
It's also square your sun. Mm-hmm. So there's a lot of I would say a lot of Leo energy within you that is probably likely repressed. That really does need to come out and show itself, and that's this creative layer to you, this full self-expression, of a Scorpio. Like, not to take away anything from your Scorpio, but let it all out. You don't need to hold things back. I think you empower yourself actually the more you do express your emotion and not keep things in, or
well, because you
it could have been such a
being.
hard childhood with a moon Saturn conjuncction that you feel like there's no choice, or like you felt that way in the past that, gosh, how do I ever let all this out? I was there could be very strict life growing up. Saturn moon. It could be hard.
Yeah. And this solar eclipse is going to be right on your Chiron. Right on your Chiron in the 6th, right? Yeah. In the 6th. I mean, again, we already know that you've
and you're in your exact nodal.
I don't know, but you could too
flip.
with everything that you've gone through in, your life, because it's, I mean, listen, we all have karma, but this is you reincarnated at this time to be the Phoenix rising.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
And, it's through a lot of feeling safe in relationships.
Yeah.
Feeling comfortable, feeling like this is awesome. This is going to be, you got Jupiter and Taurus in the 7th. This relationship's going to be the best thing since sliced bread. And then it's retrograde, and you remember that you kind of always have to come back to yourself and realize it was always the deep connection to yourself that you learn through a relationship.
And you've learned a lot of lessons since January 18th to right now. I mean,
Yeah.
a lot. Because the South Node was at 22 degrees for a long time. Like, it was stationed on your sun. I remember when this happened, it was like last May to like the summertime. It was there. So you and she's North Node Taurus?
No, South Node Taurus.
South Node Taurus, North Node. Yeah, I mean, yeah, right. So you're in your nodal flip. Yeah. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Wow.
Things can definitely feel like they're taking a turn right now.
Yeah.
Like you're having to make a course correction, and it could be very healing with this eclipse on your Chiron, but it can also feel very stressful. There could be some kind of feeling of guilt. You could feel like you have to atone for something. You don't. You did nothing wrong here. I think this is just accepting that it's okay and it's safe to make changes, and that it's a big purification in your life right now. And I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if you were having some, big relationship stuff take place. And even Saturn's making good aspects to your Venus, which rules your 7th house of Taurus, and Saturn's in sextile to that. This eclipse is going to be trine your Venus, so I think that there's definitely like energy that's pretty good when it comes to that. But, well, are you getting shown value? Are you, showing yourself value? Is it, kind of forcing you to, because Venus does also disposits your South Node, so it's almost like it's that are you making sure that the most important relationship in your life is to the deeper side of yourself, and being able to express that, and not hold back, but find authority in your feelings and your emotions and your depth, and to let it out. You're also Pluto in the 12th. So very, very, very.
Yeah.
Pluto in the 12th is not an easy thing to be born with. So I feel like you're at, this life is definitely like trying to close a lot of sort of karmic chapters.
Yes, a lot of past life karma. Absolutely.
And it could be having you want to merge more with the higher power. And,
yes.
Also maybe wanting you to escape reality, but you can't. Like, you actually merge with a higher power through doing relationships, but in a valuable way, and knowing your self-worth and knowing your self-expression. And also by doing a lot of 6th house stuff, like staying on your game, staying, persistent for something, showing up.
What you said before we came on, when we were talking about Scorpio energy, you were like saying that was good. I liked about how it doesn't want to do it on its own. Like, this is obviously in an exalted state, because when Scorpio is not in an exalted state, then it's obsessive. It doesn't want to let go. It, is fear. But when it doesn't want to do it on its own, it wants to
Scorpio wants other people in its life. Yeah, Scorpio is like 1 + 1 is 2, and that's more powerful and stronger than 1.
Absolutely.
So Scorpio is looking for because Scorpio is smart and it's intuitive. If it doesn't have something that can bring value, Scorpio knows how to get it, how to attract it. So that's what you're here to do too, is like to really identify with how you can attract things to you. But you have to trust that, and you have to learn to like express yourself both emotionally and physically, and not like push things away. Having karma in Scorpio, and Mars.
I can't.
There could be like sexual karma.
Yeah.
That's like, and that could be either from, it could be a lot of expression, a lot of identification, and a lot of like that, or honestly, it could be also a repression of it.
Yeah, because she's just said that her tarot karma card is 8 of Swords. Wait, 8 of Swords is where she's chained, right? Because it's her mind, it's her thoughts. That's what I was. Is that the one that they always say it's the nightmare card? Because you're keeping your. That's the 9 of Swords. Because the 8 of Swords, you're just like keeping yourself stuck, but it's swords, so it's mental, which, yeah.
Yeah, I feel like seeing it. It's a very enlightening time for you too, with Neptune trining your karma, trining your sun, your Mars, your Mercury. Like this is a very like intuitive time for you that can be really showing you a lot of creativity.
There's a lot of this going on that you, I'm sure, have been going through. Star card. Healing.
Yeah.
And you're definitely the high priestess, like for sure, with all that Scorpio. But yeah, I just wanted to see what that looked like. But I know now she's like, it's almost like she's like chained in water. But is she really chained? Oh my gosh. What is it not in? Oh yeah, that's the, at least it's not 9 of Swords or 10. Oh my gosh.
What are you looking for?
The 8 of Swords. Because she said that that was her tarot card, so I was just wanting to look at it. But it doesn't matter. Continue. Yeah. And you're this, too.
Eight is a karmic number. You know, you turn it sideways, it makes the infinity symbol.
It is, but it's also about abundance, too.
It is. What goes around comes around.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So I think, if what's going around right now is finding self-worth and a strong relationship to your empowerment of who you are and the healing process, oh yeah, that's going to come back around for you. Saturn's making great aspects to your nodes, even though you're in a nodal flip.
Mm-hmm.
You're about to have Pluto square your nodes, so this is a skip step karmic time that you're in.
Again, nothing that you're not already used to.
No, it's good.
Like, you might be able to actually handle
it's helping
transits.
you do yourself so that you can relate better and express yourself better in a more deep, passionate, vulnerable way with people to connect with.
Absolutely.
How to do relationships from a very strong, like Taurus 7th house perspective.
Yeah, and look, it's like her one foot is this is like 1 foot in, or she's dipping her toe in or whatnot, but like she can get out of that shit.
That's what I always say with that card is it's like, you can wiggle and get out of that. Like, our mind entraps us in situations that we could easily get out of and change perspective. But
it's just like the you-know-who, the devil card. They're not really chained. But I do feel like because you are on such a karmic path in life, but again, to really rise like the phoenix from some crazy fucking ashes, that these transits, even though they will cause probably fear, anxiety, and pressure, you probably know how to deal or get through it better than most because your chart is, because you've gone through so much karma,
Leslie, if you're interested in a reading, you can donate through a super chat here, or there's links in the description if you scroll down a little bit that can show you if you're interested. That's how you donate. Thank you for your interest.
But yeah, Holly, girl. I mean, I don't know. I'm liking all your Scorpio. But yeah, I mean, but I love Scorpio energy because it literally is. It's like, are you going to stay? Because I think, like, I understand that the devil's Capricorn, but I really do feel like a lot of it is like Scorpio. It's like, you don't need to keep yourself in that darkness. It's Pluto. It's like, you absolutely have everything in you to alchemize that if you're not going to hold on to it.
And you're having a lot of your big Uranus, oppositions to your Scorpio. And you had this with your Uranus opposition, which was already trying to liberate you from, I think, a deep emotional, place and foundation and get you connecting to, how you're really feeling deep down so that you can identify and, do what you need to do, kind of break you out. And now the opposition to your sun, similar thing, but I feel like this deals with how do you go out and do something with it? Put it to use. Really show up for something you want to build and create that you feel like you have authority in. Your Mars, it's one of your chart rulers. A lot of focus is, to me, on your first house. This is meant to be an empowering time for you. It's like dissolving all the things that are suppressing your own empowerment so that you can alchemize that and find the empowerment. Oh yeah.
No, I mean Paulo.
It will not be tonight, Leslie. We have a list going, but probably not the next show on Sunday, and then we're going to be gone for a week, so it would probably be in 2 weeks. So you're welcome to wait if you want. Or you can get on the list now. It's up to you.
Yeah, and you can donate at any time. It doesn't have to be right now. And any time that you feel called to. And like we said, we'll keep doing this until you know, the until the universe says that it won't.
Right.
But it might just always go. This is for you guys. So
it's just a donation, whatever you want.
Yeah, there's no amount. It's just a donation, and then we put, you on the list, and then I think you've been putting everybody's like names in the
Yeah, they're in the description.
Yeah. So, but we're going to be gone next week. So we're doing, today's Thursday, and then Sunday we're doing, and then we're gone for a week. And then when we come back, we'll do whatever 2 days. And then you will be on one of those. But we hope this helped, Holly.
Yeah.
We really hope
absolutely.
that, I don't know. I feel like I'm just like picturing you. I'm like,
I really think could be a huge like breakout, come out of your shell moment. And maybe you've already had that in life, and this is just taking it to the level it's always meant to be at. But like, you're here to be like a pretty polarizing, figure of authority in your self-expression. And, you're a transformer, like you transform people. And that happens too by you, embracing that unique ability to go through transformation and depth and really, maybe intense, harsh emotions at times to get the truth, and to learn how to express that truth and let it sort of guide you and make things happen.
Absolutely. Much love to you, girl. Healing energy. Fiona, which is betwixt and in between. I'm pretty sure. Yeah. Is that? And I know, because I was gonna put that. I think it is, but yeah, Fiona should be in the chat because I asked her if it was AM or PM. So
Fiona,
there she is. Okay,
I was thinking about that too, Zoe. It reminds me, what movie was that? Oh gosh, it's a pretty funny movie. Scotty doesn't know. Eurotrip. I think it was Eurotrip.
Maybe.
Yeah, Fiona.
You're welcome, Holly. Yeah, Fiona, August 23rd, 1991. Gosh, you're like on the cusp of a Leo What are you, a zero Virgo? Sun? Where is her sun?
No, I haven't even looked. She's 29 Leo.
Oh, you're Sun Regulus. Yeah, girl. Get it. Yeah. Liverpool, Australia, 1:32 p.m. Oh, look at you. Sun Regulus and... Oh my gosh, are those the transit? She's Venus too?
Yeah, Sun, Venus, Regulus.
And Mercury. Damn,
Venus
girl.
is retrograde too. And Mercury retrograde.
Oh my gosh, this Venus retrograde is going to retrograde at 29, right?
28.
28 on her Sun and Venus. Wow, girl.
Yeah.
You are...
Very eighth house.
Yeah. You are royalty.
Because of those retrogrades, like so much of... the aspects of like self-expression, relationships,
thank you, Leslie.
Passion. Thank you, Leslie.
Did you already have her information?
Nope. You gotta.
Okay, you just have to. Can you put your info in the chat? If not, you can email one of us. But that's how I keep track of everybody with the info. Thank you. Appreciate you so much.
Yeah. So those retrogrades are like really here to like evolutionarily like progress you into more of a Taurus way of relating. So that Venus in Leo really wants to, show love. It really wants like the grandeur of love in a lot of ways. But because it's retrograde, it's like more internal, which is more Taurus. It's that first aspect, that first sign that rules Venus. So, you need to show yourself that grandeur, that love, that full expression, in a deep depth and in a passionate way. And I think like getting that in tune with how you mentally, talk to yourself, your own psychology with Mercury, everything's kind of like, what are you really passionate about? And does it really align with your happiness and what you love? And are you going to go all in or not? And I think especially with Regulus, like anytime that you're feeling super into something, like, oh yeah, you'll kill it. You'll knock it out of the park and you'll dedicate to it and stay persistent and get all Capricorn rising and just own it. But if you're not into it, especially being born with a Mercury retrograde, you're not going to be, there's no passion, there's no love, there's no intensity. It ain't it. So anything in life that like you run out of passion or you don't want to keep doing it,
Yeah.
the last thing you want to do is stick something out that you're not into.
Oh God, why would you?
Like you're learning that that will always fall apart, whether it's a relationship or a job or anything you want to do. Like when it's not like
Oh my God, and she's got it all in the 8th. I'm just
fully lighting
realizing
you up,
that, yeah.
it's not going to bring you those gifts that Jupiter wants to bring either. So like it really has to be top tier. Like you are just showing everything you got and not hiding it and showing love, receiving love. It's got to be both too. That's another thing with
Venus
the 8th house.
is on your vertex right now, Fiona, in the 5th house. Oh my gosh, are you married or in a relationship? Or, I mean, Venus is fast passing, but still.
Mercury's on it.
I mean, it happens every year.
Yeah.
But I mean, that's your feet, right? Is that her? Oh yeah, your
Venus
vertex is on
first.
my moon, Fiona.
Oh, did you get that?
Oh, okay, perfect. Thank you, Leslie. I'm just gonna screenshot it so that I just like have it. Yeah, because I gotta keep my Virgo rising list going. Thank you. Yeah, I like that. I like that. Okay, continue. Sorry, babe.
No, what do you gotta say? I feel like I just
Well, no,
ramble.
I know, but it takes me a minute because, you know, I keep looking at the inner wheel. Okay, so wow, I just am like, look at that Leo stellium, like all the big players, right? Is that Sun, Venus, Mercury, and Jupiter in the 8th house?
Yeah, and it was all just opposed by Saturn.
Like, wow. That is
And Pluto's on her Saturn.
some energy,
and
girl.
heading towards her moon.
Yeah, and what is 10th house? It's oh, look at that. 21, 1 to, oh, okay, those are just asteroids. What is that, Atlantis? Or Isis?
I don't know where you're looking. Oh, that's Urania and Atlantis.
Oh, okay. But I was trying to, because I was going to ask what you do for, you know, your purpose, your career, all of that. That's why I was looking at the 10th, but I don't know. Look at that stellium. And then Virgo, it's just like a lot of asteroids and Mars.
Yeah, I bet your Saturn, the opposition to all your planets was extremely rough. It happened with like a prolonged Saturn return. So you felt your Saturn return right at the end of December of 2021 with Jupiter there, kind of just fully like amplifying it. And even before that, in May, when Saturn came into Aquarius at 0 degrees, you felt a little bit of that too. And now Pluto's there. Gosh, like that's your chart ruler in your first house. I mean, I would imagine you've had some serious like grow up moments. Like this has been a really, really maturing time for you. And having to have you like take that authority back in your life. You know, probably brought on some kind of liberation. Like, oh,
Is she
geez.
North Node Capricorn too?
Yes.
The South Node has been moving through her Leo planets. Yeah, squaring all that, yeah. Well, yeah, at last year for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Oh, and you're North Node Capricorn. So it's like, yeah, you're...
Did this last part of that Saturn, like opposing your sun, like, did that bring up some, you know...
You should
maybe
be doing something creative.
You know, maybe a breakup type situation, or maybe some kind of a feeling of like abandonment or betrayal, or did it, you know, bring something to life through maybe the work that you've put in over your Saturn return also? Because I think Pluto on your Saturn here, and you've already had Pluto cross your ascendant back in 2013 to 2015. And now you have Pluto on that chart ruler. So, I mean, gosh, if that was a hard-ish time or a hard time for you, which it could be, this can almost feel like it's kind of coming back around. Like, I have to go through a similar experience, but it's different this time it is. But it's still bringing up like a lot of...
Whatever you asked,
a
she
lot
said
of
I
hopefully
left
deep
my
empowerment.
job and my whole life came to a complete stop, complete death and transformation.
Yeah, right.
Right. Yeah. But
That's great. This is what you're here to go through those experiences. That's what makes you... You're like supposed to be forged in fire with all that. Leo.
Yeah. Yes.
Like straight up, like you're like a sword, and you know, sun on Regulus, like You're here to be like a regal, like royal sword.
Yes.
With your Aquarius moon, which is very like Queen of Swords too, and Saturn there, and you're also a Saturn moon. I don't. This whole time it's.
Oh my
Saturn
gosh,
moon.
what is up with Saturn moons
I don't
today?
know, but I
Three
feel
in
for
a row.
I feel for all three of you. That is
Saturn
literally
moon's
one
just
of
heavy.
the hardest, things to be born with. It just fuck. I can't believe there's 3 in a row.
That's
Saturn
so
moon.
wild. This is like, are we going to be having like a Saturn moon thing coming up? It's like very synchronistic.
I mean, we see the moon with Saturn once a month, but
Wow.
what are the odds?
Yeah,
at least for you, you have being ruled by Saturn and having an Aquarius moon. There is something that like you probably get through this. I would imagine a little bit better than maybe some others. But it's all revolving around like your sense of self. Because if you are repressing yourself with all that Leo,
don't.
Yeah, you're not going to receive and you're not going to attract.
She says she wants to be more creative. Oh my God.
Oh,
just
you are,
go into it.
Absolutely.
Just do it.
Yeah, this is your time
Whatever
to empower
it is.
yourself through being creative.
And it's in the 8th house, so
even if you I mean, I feel like relationships can be a hard thing for you too. You have Chiron in the 7th, you have your South Node in the 7th, Karma in the 7th. Like you probably just go all in on your relationships and give every single thing you got, and like, are you getting anything in return? I feel like that's what this is like. All like, are you getting equal merger? Are you merging with people where you're just you're just their amplifier, but they're not coming back and amplifying you?
Yeah, right. Yeah. Yeah, because you are the amplifier.
I mean, this could be a lot of different relationships, maybe not just lovers or something, but like people,
She said her childhood was rough, but you said that is with
moon Saturn is
and it's opposite her Chiron, she said.
People with moon Saturn, they have to grow up young.
Yeah.
There's not a lot of, especially in Aquarius, there's not a lot of like, and especially being a Leo, like wanting like love and attention and affection.
Well, of course.
Moon Saturn's not going to get much of that. I mean, they will at times, but it's not going to be like that. Like a moon in Aquarius with Saturn in Aquarius is like a very detached parental unit, in my opinion. Like not really there maybe, but like probably not, tucking you in, reading you a bedtime story.
Yeah.
Maybe like, did you get your homework done? Are you going to go to college? Are you ready for your science exam?
Yeah.
Okay, go to bed when you're done. No, I'm just kidding. I hope it's not like that, but that's kind of the vibration I get from it.
I don't have Saturn moon. I feel like that's how mine was. But not more. Yeah, I mean, it's heavy. I mean, Saturn moon with anything in your natal and synastry, whatever. It's Saturn and the moon don't go together.
Regarding studies, accurate. Yeah.
But I mean, you're obviously.
But this is what builds your self-authority, is like going through those and having to take care of yourselves and like show your self-nurturing ability.
She said it's hard to do her Leo.
Yes, all that Leo.
She said it's hard
because Capricorn rising can repress, and especially with a Leo 8th house, it can really like repress the creativity, the self-expression. You are designed to win at this game of life. The way you're set up with your Sun and Venus and Mercury on Regulus, and even a Capricorn rising, like you are set up to reach the top of this mountain and be the best 100. At whatever you want to do. But to do it, you have to dedicate to yourself and, know how amazing you are. And when you put your efforts into something and you put your heart into something, like it's a go. But again, if your heart's not into it and you're trying to put effort and dedicate to it, good luck.
You incarnated with this chart for a reason, and it's not to repress it. That is like
and you have
clear
Chiron,
as day.
You have Chiron in Leo too, and even Black Moon Lilith is currently on your Chiron. Like that Chiron in Leo does have a fear around like taking center stage in life. I feel like you need to go this weekend and do some karaoke.
Bowling,
you need to like go put yourself out there. Probably have a great voice too.
Yeah. Like you need to. You are the amplifier. I love that. I'm like thinking of Shadow and Bone now.
I think that's where I pulled it from.
You are the sun. Kind of came to me. The sun summoner.
Literally, your chart is the sun summoner.
Yes.
But
you need to watch that show, Shadow and Bone.
With all that 8th house, And with Pluto starting to work on its 20-year opposition to all that and opposing your Chiron and on your Saturn, like you could get lost in, the darkling.
Yeah, right.
So I think this is a choice for you right now. Like, do you want to identify with all your light and creativity and all the things that you can do and make happen in this life by showing yourself? Or are you just going to hide in the dark with the darkling?
The dark heretic.
in the what was it called? Oh yeah, in the fold.
In the
Are you
fold,
just gonna stay in the fold?
No. Oh God, no. No, and I keep so you're
this
not.
eclipse is your breakout moment. This is like
Yes.
the gift from God. Trying your sun, trying your Venus.
This message and confirming that your chart, oh my God, a Leo, pretty much all, we'll just say it's all in Regulus. I mean, fucking 25 to 29, all of those planets, like, yeah.
How did I know what? What did I say? Which part?
That she's the sun summoner.
Oh, how did you not know?
Yeah, the tarot should confirm that. But yeah, it's in the 8th, so it's like you're meant to like step in and transform into that energy. You're 91, so
oh, and you know what?
You're younger. What? Pandora.
Oh, she's a singer. Good.
Yeah.
You have Uranus opposing your Pluto right now.
It's like walk away from anything that doesn't serve you.
Like Uranus opposing your Pluto is your time to break out.
Yeah.
Sing, how'd you know? I don't know. I just feel like Sun.
Queen of Pentacles. Yep.
I just really think like Sun, Venus together and Mercury, like in Leo, like I feel like you should be a singer. Like you should be shouting at the rooftop of like what your message is.
Once you walk away from
with passion and desire and all that.
What isn't in alignment, you step into boom. Queen, or no, this is 9 of Pentacles, but whatever. I still feel like this is like definitely, this is fucking Regulus energy. The Queen of, or I keep calling her the Queen, but because I really do. Let me look at her. She's got
That's
a peacock.
I'll get it done myself.
Yes, this is Soul Source Tarot. She's like, this is a boss bitch that does it on her own, but because she knows her resources and knows how to get to the top. So that's where you're going, and that's what you need to step into. And this is just confirmation for you for that. So we really hope that that not only did you need to hear that, but that, because you're 91, girl, you've got your whole life ahead of you.
You're in your prime now after your Saturn return.
Yeah. And Saturn return is
ruler of your North Node.
Yeah.
In your first with your moon. It's just all about like bringing out that unique quality that you have that everybody's going to want.
Don't repress it.
Everybody's going to want it. And maybe this Pluto is part of that at this point in your life that's going to transform maybe a fear of stepping out into your light. Even Uranus opposite your Pluto, I feel like is trying to be a breakaway system from all the things you might try and hide from people or not fully, show up in your uniqueness and your authenticity. Like this is the moment. This is your creative, wow.
Justice, karmic justice.
And that eclipse has literally just come into your 5th house. It's right on your 5th house cusp.
Ooh.
Like, boom. This is your breakout.
Oh, good. Oh, thank you, Leslie. Yeah. I love it, Fiona. You step into that Regulus is Queen King energy. That's what it is. Look up when we are finished with this, look up what the fixed star Regulus means. And it's you, because you got a stellium there. That's wild.
It's regal, but it's,
Yeah, and it knows its
it brings
worth.
up ancestry.
Yep.
So, you probably have some really powerful ancestors. You probably come from a long lineage that maybe maybe you don't.
Yeah.
That moon in Aquarius might be a little disconnected from its family origins. It's possible. But there's something about your bloodline that's royal. I think it's a process with your
Queen of
retrograde Venus and your
Cups.
retrograde Mercury to really, I think, understand yourself, to relate to yourself, to love yourself.
Energy.
A lot of it's, the first part of all that, and even your first Saturn cycle was, a lot of that. Learning to love and, respect your own voice and to feel things deeply and understand what's important to you. So now you've hit this maturity level that is it's gonna be a quick evolution.
Yeah.
So there's a lot I think to look forward to for
Much
you, but it could feel super intense. Like this year's definitely
An
it's just
initiation.
that's it. It's initiating you into what's
Yes.
next in life, and
Into your regal fucking queen energy.
I
Goddess
don't
energy.
fear's something that happens in life and it's normal, but like anytime you feel the fear and you step into it, you are going to come out on top. Like you kind of just have a winner, you have a winning deck, even though you might not have felt like that in the past.
Yeah. No, that's step into that, girl. Keep us posted. Much love to you. Mwah. Melissa. Are you in the chat, Melissa? Capricorn, January 17th, 1979, 8:19 a.m., New London, Connecticut. So we got Melissa in the chat. Yes, you're so welcome, Fiona. And if you aren't in the chat, Melissa, well, thank you for sharing your chart, and you can come back and watch it. Capricorn.
Sun, Mars, Cap.
Yeah.
Dang.
Yeah.
So I
Getting
think
shit
that,
done.
yeah, I think there's a lot of you that wants to get things done. Maybe you're just starting to realize that after everything that has crossed over your Sun and your Mars, but having that in the 12th would be almost like hiding your authority, at times. Like maybe 12th house placements can, have a little bit of an insecurity to them. And even Aquarius rising can feel like the oddball out at times. Like it's just always a little bit out of the, outcasted in some ways. And I think that that's your gift, is that you're looking at things differently. You have a different vision. You have a different ideal of life. And I think when you do dedicate and you do put that work in, and you're able to produce this movie that you see going on inside of you, it's gonna be a box office hit in many ways. But it's got to be from like that full expression of the unique qualities of yourself and owning up to that as best you can. And maybe Pluto coming over these planets has really helped. Like the Sun rules your 7th house. This could be some really hard relationship stuff that happened over the last couple years that might have made you feel like it's the end, or things are coming, it's what am I even doing all this work for in life? But that again is bringing you closer to yourself, and how to also enlightening you in many ways. And that could have been a deep transformation. Saturn was there 3 years ago. Gosh, Jupiter, lots gone down over that spot. And even your Mars, which is your 3rd house ruler, hopefully your message and being able to act upon what your truth is and express your truth, and do things that kind of make you feel like it is your truth, and it is the environment you want, and it is in the right kind of spiritual alignment. Those are big transits, like very enlightening, but can feel like the world can almost in some ways be crashing down at times, but it's transforming your being, and I think helping you be more expressive. If there's been a repression of expression, this is like, yeah, you're ready to express more, because there's magic built into you, and you just got to show people the magic. If you just keep it in the projector but you don't put a lens on it, well, nobody will ever see what great work you can actually do, and how unique and amazing it actually is. You're also South Node Pisces, so Saturn's going to be coming up on your South Node. Neptune's been there, one of the dispositors of it. Then Sun in the 12th. Yeah, I mean, I think that you've done the hide, in the background thing before. Like, this is like coming out. Like, you're kind of here to come out. It's a coming out party in this life. Like, I'm here to relate to people, show people that I have purpose, that I'm here to do something. Like, you're here to do things. Your North Node Saturn. Oh my God, Moon Saturn.
Is it another Moon Saturn? No. No.
Moon Saturn Virgo North Node. I can't believe.
Wow.
I can't believe there's been 4 charts in a row that are Moon Saturn conjunctions. never pulled up 4 random charts in my life that had a moon Saturn conjunction before. I'm going to be completely honest. Well, you've heard the spiel if you watched any of the other ones. If not, again, this is like hard childhood, repressed, kind of told how to feel, told how to do everything. It can suck your sense of self dry in many ways. And, you feel like you have to take care of yourself your whole life. Like you got to, and that can be even harder in Virgo, because Virgo feels like it has to atone for something. So it can almost be like, gosh, I really got to step up and do more when it comes to relationships, or I'm never doing enough when it comes to that, or my family life. When I was a kid, I didn't do enough. My parents were always working and getting things in order, and I was slacking off, South Node in Pisces, just worrying about myself in my dream fantasy land. And they're like, you're a Capricorn, you help out. You're like, fine, but I just want to chill here in my dream.
Oh my gosh, yeah, and it's in Virgo, so yeah.
But
yeah, that's not an easy one.
Yeah, I think you're learning how to, relate in a very, beautiful, pure way to people, and find the self, the own authority within your emotions, and that you do know how to get things done. And it's when you do come out into the world and like do things with people, do relationships, take part in some kind of a service that is giving to others. Like it is. Maybe it's atoning from some kind of a past life guilt. Or maybe, South Node in Pisces could be very witchy. Mm-hmm. And even having the 12th house sun and stuff, like maybe you were like behind the scenes doing witchy stuff.
Yeah.
But this time it's like, how do you bring that to the physical world? How do you bring your magic into the physical world? How do you bring, again, your movie, your fantasy? What kind of lens do you want to put on? And that's very Virgo too. Like, what is the millimeter lens that you want to put on this film that you're trying to show to others? I think you can pick any lens you want. You can switch it up. It's your movie. Like, remember that, like, Virgo gives you such a great opportunity to make adjustments and change things. Nothing has to be finalized. You can change things to fit however you want them to look. To make your dream the reality that you want. But I think you have to, definitely pay attention to working with people. I will say that since you have a Pluto in the 8th house, you probably were a witch.
Oh, yeah.
You probably were
Where's
a witch in a past
Atlantis?
life. Pisces with the South Node, 10 degrees.
Oh, yeah. Oh, in Atlantis.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because I have, yeah. Where's her Lilith?
On her descendant in Leo.
Yeah, Melissa, you can, of course, it's good magic.
You are kind of a shapeshifter, so this is good. But this is also, Pluto and the 8th people have been dealing with magic, have been dealing with astrology, have been dealing with the occult for many lifetimes. Like, you understand the deeper layers to reality. And it can also be, about relationships at the same time. People. How to, like, get what you want from people.
Are you putting a spell on them?
Yeah. Are you casting, spells on people? It's not so much about, like, casting a spell on people. I think it's about just showing up in authentic way and, like, really having a strong relationship to yourself. And if you feel like, maybe you were born into some situation in life that made you feel guilty about the situation that you lived in, you don't. Like, this is, like, you don't have to feel like a life of guilt. I think that's Saturn trying to put that pressure on your moon. It's more like your Pluto progression to the polarity point of the 2nd house is much more like, you just need to think that you're the shit and love yourself.
Yeah.
And build a strong relationship to yourself and feel confident and feel good and know that you can create anything you want on your own if you need to. But you also have to put in the effort and the time as a Capricorn. And I think that, it's funny, at this point in your life, you might be really, really ready for that. And you are. You're in your Uranus opposition. So this is breakaway central. They don't call it the midlife crisis transit for fun.
Right.
So
right.
It doesn't have to be a crisis, but whatever's happening in life right now,
liberating.
It's trying to get you out of situations that don't even fit with your truth. They don't even fit with, the beliefs that you have in life.
It would be hard to stay in something.
And Uranus is your ruling planet. It's Aquarius rising.
So you feel it even more.
Guess what?
Yeah.
Guess what? And karma just crossed your ascendant.
Yeah.
You are. You're another one in a karmic K-hole to break out and go like
Yeah.
see what else is out there. Like I feel like you gotta just know your worth, know your base, know who you are, use the magic within you to go start making changes that are necessary with who you are now. Probably the truth being with the transits you've had over the last couple years on your Sun and Mars, and with this Uranus opposition, you are definitely not the same person you were 3 years ago.
No.
So don't even try to be.
No.
Just
And
start.
thank gosh for that.
Just start identifying with who you are now, and express that. Especially with a solar eclipse, that's literally just coming into your third house.
Mm-hmm.
Your expression, your voice, your truth is everything. It's extremely important right now.
Yeah.
Because Pluto's going to start squaring your Chiron. And you're going to have Chiron in Taurus in the third. Like, if you're at all, like I feel like you might, there could be something about you that is shy. This is where you're kind of learning that, like, you have so much depth and wisdom and spiritual knowledge that, like, what would be the point of keeping all of that to yourself in this life?
Yeah.
Like, you got to tell people what's up.
Yeah, absolutely.
At least just in your personal life or in relationships or whatever, like, you have, like, some guru energy in you, like,
oh,
you gotta own up to that.
Absolutely. She's got Lilith on her Jupiter right now. Right? Am I seeing that right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're guru.
Yeah.
Guru.
And Lilith wants to liberate too. So with that Uranus opposite Uranus and Lilith on your Jupiter, and she's just going to be going back and forth over that Jupiter till September. So, I mean...
Venus conjunct Merlin.
Oh my gosh, Venus retrograde will... It's not going to go to her Jupiter, but it doesn't matter. She's still going to feel
her
that.
Descendant, though.
Yeah.
And her Lilith.
That'll be something. And will she still be in her Uranus opposite Uranus?
Yes.
Oh, yeah. Well, if you single,
that's for
girl...
the next 18 months.
Mm-hmm.
Uranus. Like, this is liberation time.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it has a lot to do with your beliefs, your truth, expressing what you know. Like, you just have to feel secure in yourself, and the wisdom that you have is unmatched.
Yeah.
But you have to trust that and, stay persistent and then do something with it. I think you're here to bring some kind of a service to this place, and
absolutely.
do something for the people. Like, it's not just like hide out. Like, don't be shy, You have something special.
Yeah.
So if you outcast yourself or stay too, isolated, you're missing where a lot of your gifts will show, and a lot of people will show up for that. And I think too, with Venus in your in your 10th in Sag and on Antares, like, that's an interesting vibration. Antares is the heart of the Scorpio. Venus is there. It's like, I think you desire a lot of freedom, and you desire to, like, be able to feel good in the wisdom that you do have and what you know. But you got to be able to, like, dig deep and, like, pull that out and really use that Capricorn grit.
Merlin's on her Venus. Like, she's, yeah, you're a magician.
And you're in your Saturn opposition coming up here next year, which is another chart ruler of yours, but also rules your 12th house. So with the Uranus opposition, both your chart rulers in oppositions.
You're breaking out of whatever.
Uranus opposition, Saturn opposition. Like, it's just, it can feel like there's so many, like, options or opposing things, or you have to pick for yourself. Like, this is, like, your time to pick.
This is the image that I have in my head. She needs to be, like, in what we were talking about the other day when I said in National Lampoons, when it's like a sled and it just goes boom and there's, like, flames that take off. It's like, that is Uranus opposite Uranus. If you are, like, in anything that is clearly not in alignment, it is just, like, fucking out the gate.
You'll be miserable right now if you're doing anything that doesn't feel like who you really are. Like, if you're doing anything that you're not really connected to, really in alignment with, feels like it's innovative and unique and special, the belief of that is going to fade away, and the truth will show, and eventually you're just going to do it.
And Lilith on Jupiter and Leo, like, yeah, that is a vibe with, oh my gosh, yeah. I mean, I'm loving this energy even with like the harder transits, but it's like, it's just liberate, like, in every way.
Even your North Node's ruler is Mercury in the 11th house. Like, I think, like, really seeing that your mind has power and that it has weight is the liberating force. Like, when you really, like, put your words out there, and I think that you don't have to say too much. I don't think you have to do too much. It's just doing what is unique to you and what you feel is important. And whatever you feel is important, that is, you know, spiritually aligned,
Yeah.
can change everything. So, quite the breakout time for you, Melissa. And
Yes, we're sending you.
You're definitely going to go through changes here. And you know, the last thing I would want is with that Saturn Moon conjunction for you to take, you know, unnecessary guilt about some situation, or feel like you're a bad person because you're having to, you know, make choices in life to
You're breaking
express
free
yourself.
from that.
Like, don't, please. Like,
no.
You're here to be an authority for yourself, and, you know, use that for the betterment of people.
Absolutely.
And your relationships will thrive when you do.
Yeah. No, I love that. Much love to you, Melissa. Thank you so much for sharing. Mwah. Cori. I know Cori's in the chat. Cori K. Leslie's asking if did he emerge? I didn't know. Chris Witecki?
I didn't see. I haven't.
Cori,
but I'm happy to hear he did, because the last year has been really hard for him. So congratulations to him.
Yes.
Thank God he's okay.
That's beautiful.
Gosh.
Yeah.
Yeah, I hate to see anybody, you know, struggle like that, especially, you know, someone I looked up to and still do.
Yeah.
You know, it's hard. So glad that he was able to at least come out and say something. I don't know. Is he doing horoscopes again?
I mean, sometimes people don't need to, so. Like, you know, they've got to go and do, like, you know, almost like Uranus, the Nostradamus thing. Like, they got to be away.
On his son, and he had a lot of other stuff going on, too.
Oh, Cori's in the chat. Cori, yes. Does everything look right? July 31st, 1984, 2:23 p.m., Boston, Massachusetts. All right.
Boston, Cori.
Oh, we're a Scorpio rising.
Mars on the ascendant. Leo.
Oh, yeah.
The moon in Virgo.
Sun, Venus. Or no. Oh, well, yeah. Okay.
Sun, Venus, Leo.
And what about Virgo? Moon Virgo? But no, okay, is this breaking the Saturn mold of our synchronistic?
Yeah, finally, not a Saturn moon conjunction. Jeez.
Okay, so, yeah, you go first, because I have to, like, my eyes have to adjust to this.
Well, you are in that Pluto square, and you're dealing with the South Node that's crossed your Saturn, your Mars, your Pluto. Super intense time. This is like trying to really transform you. Pluto's your chart ruler, and you were born with it in the 12th house. This is like a big spiritual cleansing that's taking place.
Lana, another 84. Lana, she's got very close to your birthday if you're in the chat. Okay. I just had to throw that out there because I was like, Lana's right there. Same. July. Yeah. Okay. Back to Cori. Go ahead. Sorry. Sorry.
It was like a big spiritual cleansing for you in many ways. And it's trying to help you kind of like come into a more full version of who you are. But it's definitely going to feel like very strange. It could feel very dark. This could make you want to, you know, possibly dip into, you know, some kind of addictive qualities, bring up, you know, things that are repetitive in your life, but it's really trying to initiate. This is an initiation moment into a really full version of yourself, a really passionate, really true version of yourself. But it can definitely feel like there's a part of you that's dissolving because this new part can't come into existence and begin with the old, you know, same old, just happening over and over again.
Saturn, Pluto in the 12th.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah, that's past life karma.
Right.
Oh, yeah. And so you're Well, the south node was on your Saturn, so that had to have obviously been heavy.
Yeah, and squared her sun, and she's a
Yeah.
sun square Saturn. So when Pluto in Aquarius gets to 8-9 degrees, which will be right around 2027, 2028, it's gonna be a big time in your life too.
I'm
Like,
sorry, Lana. It's not, her cat is like got its head or something stuck in the. Oh,
oh,
we're sending it loving, healing energy. I hope you got the cup off of her head. I'm hoping. Oh, she's good. Um.
anyway, that's gonna be a big transit
Yeah.
for you. It's gonna be a big T square to your Saturn. So where you're going through this transformative process now, it's gonna, there's gonna be a little bit of an intensification to be like, well, are you gonna dedicate to this new version, or again, are you gonna go kind of slip backwards, or lose the mental integrity that you could be finding at this time? Are you gonna slip? So
Oh,
I feel like
she's
this
Mars and Saturn
could be
too,
a
or
somewhat like,
Mars and Scorpio.
this like 20 this rest of these 2020s could like bring up a lot of sort of anxieties for you. I think, you have a lot of fixed energy in your chart, and the more you can embrace change right now and evolve and, be more scorpionic, to where if like you're
Mm-hmm.
just holding on to something to hold on to something, like I think you need to identify with the other end. Like let it go. Don't obsess over who you think you are or were. You're going to turn into something more powerful and shine brighter, and, I think you're lucky too to have the sun in the eighth and in Leo, because that's like God's favorite, they say sometimes. So like when you keep that like jovial attitude, when you stay strong in your truth and your beliefs and have hopes and can envision and create, you're doing yourself a big favor here. And I think that that's going to be, part of the opposition is your mind, and Pluto now in your third house. Like your mind can go into some really intense places. You can, almost trick yourself into going the wrong direction because you think that you found the right information you needed. Like just keep focusing on the bigger picture, on the bigger ideal, on what will make you happy in life and what can be expressed through rising up like the phoenix.
Yeah. Yeah. I feel like a lot of the charts tonight are like Phoenix or Rising.
Yeah, I feel like there's a lot of that.
We've had like very, I feel like scorpionic and Leo energy. I feel like we've had a lot of Leo Scorpio energy tonight. And Cap.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, because again, you've been going through it with all this Scorpio,
Big
with
time.
the
And
South Node.
you're not done with your
No.
Pluto square, and it's usually the third one that's like the whoa.
Yeah, I know. I talked about that last week because I always try to think, I'm like, I don't even feel, maybe I'm just like downplaying my Pluto square because there was so much intense energy all going on at once. Like, it was just, I don't even know but the third pass, I was like, I'm fucking done. I let it all go. But I hung on for those first two passes. I did. But Pluto will not a Pluto square Pluto will not let you keep holding on to anything that is dead weight in any
Well,
aspect.
Cori wants to know if there's any relationship in the future. Look, you got karma at 0 degrees of Libra in your chart. Like, oh yeah, there's relationships in your future. There are.
Yeah, and what's
They're
her
probably
in her
they're
seventh
probably
house?
karmic relationships. They're probably very important for your growth. You are North Node and Chiron in the 7th house. Every
Oh, so it is
relationship
about
every
relationships and
relationship you
healing.
get into is karmic and healing for you.
But are moving forward,
Yeah,
it's
and
like
you're having a
they
Venus
have to show
retrograde.
up.
You're having a Venus retrograde with your Venus return in your ninth. So
And that could
I
bring
think
something in or something from the past.
it absolutely could. Mm-hmm. So that's where I think you're going to have to be discerning for a little bit this
Right.
summer around your birthday.
Did nothing. I mean, the South Node in Scorpio hitting your planets, did nothing when the South Node was on your Mars back in last year, like in May or anything? Did anything come back from the past? Yeah. Oh, yeah, you said I had some difficult years. Yeah, I think that the most important thing is that at this point in your life, you know what you want and how you want them to show up. And no matter how, scorpionic you might feel towards them if they are, not showing up for you how you deserve, then it's just like Bryan said at the beginning of about the eclipse, like all contracts, like they're gonna be, what did you say, void if they're not in alignment. And not that you have that like a contract going on, but even moving forward, making sure that those contracts are in alignment, because you're gonna have the south node on your Pluto too once it gets right into 29. What does no data
with
mean?
a ninth house sun and Venus, it could be a contract you made with a belief system about how love should be expressed or shown.
Yeah.
And your Pluto's in Libra at 29 degrees being squared by Pluto.
Yeah.
And you're
being
in the
like,
Venus retrograde.
do you know your worth?
Cross over your Venus 3 times in your ninth. And you have an intercepted ninth and third. Like, part of relationships for you, because you're really learning relationships in this life too, with your North Node in the 7th, is learning that you have your beliefs. They're amazing and they're something that's really powerful and strong for you, but just because you believe something does not mean that another person's going to believe the same thing. And you can't think that you know everything. That's your South Node in Sagittarius. If you are going to start to think that you know what everybody else is doing or thinking or the truth of everything, then
or assuming,
you're just going to end up in relationships that are going to feel very wounding and they're going to feel very hard. Like, you really have to listen to people. For you, you have so much wisdom, you have so much knowing, you have great intuition, but again, other people, like, you can't always know. You won't always know. The only way to know is to have the conversation and to talk. So I think, because Venus is also the ruler of your 7th house, this retrograde is a great opportunity for you to shift your belief system in a way that lets other people have whatever their own belief is, and to not, think that it has to be all your way or just one-sided or something. Like, it has to be exciting. It has to be, expressive. But it's important, to not be, for you it is really important not to be a know-it-all. And I'm not saying that you are, but if you have that quality and you've noticed that, it hasn't worked out well in relationships, that's why. Because just when you think that because your intuition for yourself is top tier. 9th house sun, South Node Sag, Jupiter in Aries. Like, when you're intuiting from your own perspective and your own creative nature and about your beliefs and your direction in life, top fucking tier. Top tier. Like, you're a seer. But the moment you think you know what another person's doing or thinking, you don't. That's your lesson with the North Node and Chiron. You have to listen and talk and have dialogue so that you can collect facts and information. And you'll never get those facts and information unless you listen to the other person's opinion. So, relationship-wise, you can have great relationships. And Venus is in your 7th house now. And it's going to be there.
Oh, yeah.
And you're having a Venus retrograde with your Venus return.
And something will definitely, like, if you're not in a partnership, something's going to happen during that Venus retrograde. And it could be of a higher, 9th house, right? Like, it could be like a spiritual connection. But, like,
yeah, I think you want to, find someone with similar beliefs, similar values, and a similar expression of self and love, and a depth and a quality there that matches your own, frequency of intensity that I'm sure you have.
And start manifesting that.
You don't want to, control or be some preacher in somebody's life. You want to be like a guru in a sense that lets everybody have the freedom to express because you have the freedom to express, and that makes equality and that makes things balanced.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's very likely that, like Lauren said, for you, a Venus retrograde on your Venus, 7th house ruler, you could have an ex show up, like.
Yeah, but maybe
maybe not, but
want that, you know what I mean? And if it is it like in alignment? And if they are coming back from the past, and if somebody,
it's not, if you meet somebody new during that transit, be very wary, because.
Oh God!
You could have
wary.
You could have some vision or belief that this is going to be the bomb.com, and Pluto square your Pluto will be like, thought you thought.
I feel like that's for all of us, though. Like, anything can be, literally anybody, it can be an illusion. We all have to be discerning of anybody coming in.
Right, but this is like a moment in time for her where it's
Oh,
important.
yeah. Right.
But
so
yeah, we
no
all have to go
rose
through similar lessons at similar times.
Of course.
Some people different, of course, but yeah. And also Neptune is opposing your moon, so
Cori
very intuitive. A lot's going on.
Love.
But that's also a ninth house ruler for you. It's also like, wow, I have gotten sort of an enlightening belief change here. Or it could have been a little uncertain about what your beliefs are. Maybe they have gone through some kind of a change, or, you know, certain aspects got diluted because different facts did present themselves.
I'm going to touch on the love
I would
part.
say, too, that, like, there's some, like, bright, you know, there's some sun shining through the fog now. So I think that there is clarity about situations and how to go about them in a orderly fashion.
Yeah. So, when this Venus retrograde, because what, it's like July
22nd through September 9th.
Okay, yeah. So, right, 40 days, 40 nights. So now, right before the eclipse and all of that, it's like, and also how you treat yourself, you know, is what you're going to attract. So, you know, you feeling high vibrational about yourself and then attracting that, but really feeling it. Like, whatever is, like, you know, creativity, whatever it is, just like be manifesting the energy that you want to align with, but really be in that. And it will, I mean, of course, you have a lot of, you know, hard transits going on. Like I said, 38 to 50. It's just going to keep coming. But you rise from that and manifest the love that you want to come in. And it absolutely can. Mm-hmm. And start doing that now. Start being in that energy now. Whether that's like getting dressed up and taking a fucking sexy selfie, or like, you know, I don't know.
No, that's
like,
a great point.
I do stuff like that all the time.
Uranus is going to oppose your ascendant on your descendant this year, coming up here during that Venus retrograde. Mars is one of your chart rulers on your ascendant, and also, you know, your sixth house ruler. I don't know. This is an interesting thing. Like, a relationship could come through and be some kind of a humbling thing that takes place that's helping you with this identity transfer into a more authentic and liberated version of yourself that maybe understands people better, can see, you know, the objectivity in people.
Yeah.
You know, you might attract someone really different into your life, but here's the thing. You might have a belief or an ideal, very ninth house, about how the situation needs to look or be.
Yeah.
And it's possible the next relationship with Uranus on your descendant is completely different than whatever you imagined it would be or believed it would be.
Yeah.
So definitely could have some like unpredictable people show up in your life, but those
being
unpredictable
open though
can be a huge factor
being open
for
to it.
Your own healing.
Yeah, absolutely. Like, even if it was something that you wouldn't, you know, normally give a chance or gravitate to or whatever, like, just see, you know, what it could be. Mm-hmm. It's just like, say yes to everything, girl. And like, fucking take some sexy selfies. Like, just start, you know, like, feeling that energy. Like, that's how you manifest, is really by feeling it and like how you feel about yourself. You don't have to sit down and write down a million affirmations and all that. I mean, if that's somebody's modality, but it's about feeling it and stepping into that and like yourself. Mm-hmm. And yeah, and you absolutely can manifest that. And not having any expectations.
Yeah.
And that's a new one for everybody to learn. You know, but yeah, it'll show up. It just is that it's not always what we have. We were just talking about this. It's like, I'm like, Sun, Venus, Mars, and Pisces. I'm like, it's just going to be
rainbows and butterflies.
Yeah, we're going to take walks on the beach, and we're going to, like, you know,
have all these dreams.
Yeah, we're going to stare at each other all day and, like, kiss and make out. And God, it's just going to be.
Capricorn goes to work.
Right. So I obviously had to, like, you know, Before I met Bryan, it is like that.
It has its moments.
I know. But trust me, we do not sit and stare. Even though I was like, do you want to have a stare off?
We could have a staring contest right now.
No. We did that with Dylan. He was like, oh, okay. Probably trying to see if our relationship was real. He was like, all right, it is. But yeah, it's just
I
like.
always win a staring contest.
Oh, don't challenge me. Don't challenge the Pisces. But I just feel like, yeah, it's I didn't expect Bryan. It's like it can, right, it does sound heavenly, right? I know. But I had to like let go of some of those, okay, it's not always going to be what the Pisces envisioned. And when I let go of that, then it's like the energy, it's like, okay, the universe is like, all right, you've let go of that energetically letting go. And then, yeah, you can meet them, wherever, the gym, if you live in an apartment complex. I mean, it's like, you don't need to go on any site. You can just meet somebody anywhere. Just get dolled up and go, I don't know, to, Starbucks. Pretend you're reading a book. And they'll be like, oh, what, that girl, that Cori over there. That's like Scorpio rising
like
over there.
Scorpio rising, like Mars book, like a psychology, a sex book, and
Carl
go to Starbucks.
Mm-hmm.
Like deep spiritual psychology of the Kundalini awakening through intercourse or something.
Sex magic.
And open that up and sit it there and like, oh yeah, you'll attract something in for sure.
Totally. Yeah. We wish you will. You will. You absolutely will.
I think that's something too. Being in 9th house and Venus there.
Mm-hmm. Yes, of course.
Here, like, you need to believe that you already have what you want.
Yeah.
Like, you really need to believe it, feel it, and express life like you have it, and it will come to you.
100%.
You have a very magnetic chart. You're a very magnetic being. You can restrict that by questioning your beliefs or your faith or not thinking that things are possible. Sun square Saturn can be hard. Like, you can limit yourself. And you even have the intercepted 3rd and 9th. And your Sun's in that 9th. So, like, your beliefs are very powerful. And, again, when you use them on yourself for your life, they are one of your greatest gifts. When you use them as a projection onto others, they will come back to bite you in the butt. But you need to have a positive belief that you already are living that and that you have that and you will attract that.
And Cori, go to places that like don't have to be spiritual, but like that energy, of like that you'd want to be around. That could be yoga or I don't know. Anything like that. I'm telling you. If you got a Whole Foods by you, I would go all the time a long time ago. And I would really be doing work, and half the time it was this, right? And people would just I would like sit, I don't know, whatever Whole Foods, like they usually have like a nice sitting area and, and people would just be like, what is she doing over there? And it's like, what's your sign? I'd be like, yeah, tell me what your sign. And like, I don't know, you're a Leo. With Venus, you can go do that. Yeah. So anything like that. It doesn't have to be that, but I'm just saying, like, you're not just at home, right? You're feeling yourself. You're out. You're like, and you don't have to be, like, doing much. You're just you in your energy, and people will gravitate towards that. So, yeah, you can absolutely manifest it. And I hope that helped you. Mm-hmm. And we're manifesting it for you. I'm manifesting a 9th house high vibe connection for you, Cori.
Oh, yeah. Uranus and
that's
Jupiter next year.
Too.
Jupiter next year coming into your 7th. Like, yeah, trust me, you're not done with your karma in Libra. There's plenty of relationships to come. You won't be single forever. So maybe right now it's just kind of embracing yourself and loving yourself and getting your beliefs in order and going through this transformation of finding yourself in a different way and a way that's trying to spiritually evolve within you. Mm-hmm. The next level will bring the next level partner you're looking for.
And definitely with South Node in Libra too. So if it doesn't happen during Venus retrograde, I mean, come on. On her Pluto. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So yes, Cori, where yeah. I do my little altar thing. I'll be like, when I'm doing my sacred practice in the morning, I will, Cori, ninth house in alignment, sexy connection for Cori, universe. So, much love, girl.
Much love to you.
Nuri, is she in the chat?
Is Nury here?
I think you said that you had done a reading for Nuri before. I think so, because she was like the first or second chat she was in. So, but Nuri, if you, yeah, she's right there. Okay.
I don't believe I've done a reading for Nury.
I don't know. Maybe it was, well, then it was somebody else, but I, for some reason, thought it was Nuri. But you're welcome, Cori. But Nuri, does everything look correct? June 29th. That's my brother's birthday. Cancer. I love cancers. June 29th, 1967, 1:05 a.m. Newark, New Jersey. Is that, it looks, I'm assuming it's all in alignment. So, yeah. What do you see? Wow, Moon Saturn in the 12th. I see that right off the bat.
You're very welcome, Cori.
Moon Saturn!
I mean, 11 degrees, but still. I can't believe 5 out of the 6 charts tonight.
Wow, there is a Moon Saturn, but it's like, yeah, yeah. That is so synchronistic. There's got to be something to that. Is there like, has there been like collectively like Moon Saturn energy going on? No? Okay, babe, let's read it.
I don't know. I mean, it's an anomaly to pull up 5 random charts out of 6 and get Moon Saturn.
I know, there's got to be something to that.
But I don't know why. Maybe it'll come to us later.
Yeah.
Moon also Chiron. So
I have that, yeah.
it's very
in the 12th, like definitely healing past life karma.
Yeah. Yeah, I think learning how to like trust God again and trust the universe again is a big one, and to link your emotions and identity with that bigger authority of the universe is something that's been, important in your life, and something maybe that had to be worked on was like aligning your identity to something outside of yourself. And also a moon at 0 Aries is very, intense and strong in its own right. It's a fiery moon, but it's like diluted by a Chiron in Pisces to where it can feel like, gosh, I have these intense emotions, but how do I bring them out? And in the 12th, that can be hard too. And Saturn there can also be somewhat of a fear of like the unknown, or wanting to, trust in something bigger or have faith. Maybe karmic situations around like really looping things, where I would say as an Aries rising too, like you're here to be an initiator and to start things and to be powerful and know who you are. Definitely a lot. And you just had Chiron.
North Node Taurus at 4.
You just had Chiron cross your ascendant. That's huge too when it comes to healing. And Jupiter came out of your 12th this year, and Jupiter in the 12th kind of is rough too. So congratulations on Chiron coming into your first house. That's a nice shift from the 12th.
Yeah, you feel that.
Yeah, you haven't felt that since you were born, pretty much. Since you were like, I don't know, 4 or 5 years old. So you were just a kid last time you had Chiron there. So this is like definitely...
And she's going to have Neptune on her.
Starting the new identity, which it's crazy. You're probably like, at this age, starting a new identity? Well,
yeah.
Yeah, it's like you've healed so much of, parts of yourself and come to, your sense of faith in the universe again, that now you're ready to really identify with that. And like find the structure to emotionally commit to that's based around something, that probably isn't around like hiding or escaping, but something bigger and more aligned. And yeah, Jupiter in the 12th it's a hard transit. You can feel like, they say Jupiter in the 12th is like an angel on your shoulder, but you look over and you're like, that is Satan.
Yeah, you feel like the divines left you, but they haven't. Yeah. I do feel that healing and trust in something unseen. Yeah.
That's good. And, happy nodal return.
I was just going to say, like, right now.
That's a big deal.
Yeah, you're initiated. This is an initiation, Nuri.
It is. It's definitely, like, this is where, you've reached a really mature state.
Mm-hmm.
And these next few years getting ready, up until your next Saturn return, especially are like, kind of the golden years in essence, not in terms of like how maybe society has projected it, but like of your maturity and of like what you can still do, because you're still at an age where you can still like get out and accomplish things, and usually at this age your body still works good enough to do things, right? So it's like you're still at this point in life where you can like get stuff done but like it's like work harder not smarter kind of things, and especially with the North Node in Taurus, like it's work harder not smarter for like the value. It's work harder not smarter, or work smarter not harder for what you feel really aligned with in yourself, what you feel empowers you, what you feel like makes your life feel better, like literally touch, smell, taste, like all the senses with the North Node in Taurus feel good, and like creating like an identity based around even your faith that is safe, and it's powerful in its safety too in the first house.
And another Lilith on a Jupiter.
And I think too that you trust like this is where you can really trust yourself.
Yeah.
So you want to. Like you've done the work. I think you earned the right to. So
absolutely.
Trust yourself.
No, and yeah, you should be feeling some type of like, I don't know, Lilith energy, Nuri. You've got it on your Jupiter. Like, liberate, Nuri. Who cares what the invitation is, or like you said, you don't know what to do next. Just
for you, I think
it's like being on a roller coaster, Nuri. Just go, put your hands up and go.
I think you are kind of on a little spiritual roller coaster here.
Yeah.
Because Uranus is going to start opposing your Neptune, and that's your 12th house ruler, and it's in the 8th. So, like, there is some kind of, like, divine merger, I feel like, that's happening with you. And I think that this would be a really good time for you to, like, really, like, meditate even, or just take time to really see what the universe is dropping you, because it's trying to give you some, like, innovations and unique perspectives on different ways to create life at this point from a more mature place, from a more, like I was saying earlier, like, work smarter, not harder.
Yeah.
Kind of place, and get out of like situations that are overly intense. South Node in Scorpio can like kind of want to always either feel like it needs something from someone else to feel good or to feel strong, or that it has to go through intense situations for anything good to show up, or even that it just wants to stay in like overly intensified situations. Like, you don't have to focus so much on the other. Like, I think this is really a positive time to focus on yourself and what brings value to your life. And of course, relationships can be a part of that, as long as you're getting to step into your like unique spiritual individual essence of what you want to do and create at this point in your life.
Which you should be doing that. Like, you should be like, I give 0 Fs what anybody thinks. I have been through the healing process. Okay.
Yeah, 100%.
You've got wisdom, gifts that you just, it's like spread it around like fairy dust.
Yeah.
And be kind to yourself.
You're also having your Venus return with that Venus retrograde, and you have Venus conjunct the asteroid Karma. So, gosh, having a South Node Scorpio in the 7th house, and with Venus and Karma conjunct in Leo, like, damn, you for sure have very karmic relationships throughout your life. Probably look like they are just, everything's going to be romantic and loving, and oh my gosh, wow. It's also trine Neptune, so like a Pisces, like, this is going to be the best merger in the world.
That's going to be the Notebook.
This is going to be, we are going to be so powerful together, and I already have the story written, and you're a Cancer, so you probably already like really have the baby book for the relationship, and the baby book didn't work out.
Oh, yeah, because you're a Cancer. I know they want it. Pisces and Cancers are so like they're.
Or it's square Neptune. Sorry, there's that. Wow.
Yeah.
So.
I feel
it's very interesting, and this Venus retrograde is going to come through and square your nodes too. So I feel like you're at a point where it's like really, I think karmically, it's not so much about this exterior relationships. Like, I think it's really, really forming a strong relationship to who you are now
And the
through the healing
divine.
you've done. And really like creatively expressing and building whatever this is.
Yes.
I think that's super important. And your beliefs are something that, is karmically in question, if you will, or, evolutionary intention wise, your Jupiter's square your nodes. So, beliefs around security or the home life or love or your own self-expression, like they're going through a lot of work. Like they have to have good relationships, to have that South Node play out in a good way that's actually going to bring the story out in a really good merger. You both have to be empowered and self-sufficient.
She said they didn't work out in Neptune in the 8th. Yeah, now Neptune in the 8th, though, would be like... Now, would it be discerning? It would definitely be psychic.
Neptune in the 8th is interesting because sometimes it plays out in people where they're completely fearless.
Yeah.
Where their idea of fear is diluted. There's like a block there. So like, I don't know, a lot of people
so it almost like
that
softens
were born
it.
during that generation were like daredevils,
Yeah.
Like Evil Knievel's a good example.
Yeah. Oh, I like that, though, that energy. So it's like...
So it's an interesting vibration having Neptune in the 8th.
Neptune in the 8th is high. I mean,
it can have that, but it can also be...
like fear of that?
Like lack of sexual identity at the same time in the 8th. Like maybe not a good discernment of who to merge with. And maybe not a good discernment of, square Venus, again, like relationships. Like there can be a lot of rose-colored glasses that always get ripped off.
Oh, well, I can relate to that.
So
and I don't got Neptune in the 8th.
So it's kind of like, oh, yeah, this is...
Yeah, Neptune
again,
in the
like,
8th, of course. You're like,
so,
I want to merge.
This is so passionate and loving,
you.
and it's like, oh my God, this is my soulmate. And it's
Yeah,
like, oh my God,
yeah.
this is my karmic mate. Square karma.
She
So
goes,
a
tell
little
me
bit of
about
that.
my 6th house. They exhaust me.
Oh, yeah, you do a lot in the 6th. Pluto in the 6th.
Oh, and is that Pluto and Uranus?
Yeah. Pluto,
Yeah.
Uranus
Oh,
conjunction
yeah.
the
Yeah.
6th.
So you're day to day too,
Yeah.
but your mind.
And you're
like,
very
of
cerebral,
course.
and you think a lot. And your moon and Chiron, are kind of in opposition
Thank
to this.
you, Lati.
And your 12th house is your polarity point for your Pluto. So, I mean, again, anytime you can quiet your mind and like tune into your intuition
Thank
and
you.
get out of the analytics and the
Put it on the list.
everything's got to be a certain way situation too, that you're doing yourself a favor. But you are sharp as a tack. Like that's one thing that Pluto in the 6th, and even with Uranus, you're probably like some kind of a genius.
Yeah.
Some kind of a mad genius. No, not mad.
Yes.
But,
No, I bet. Yeah. Like a mad genius in a good way, though. Like Nuri said that. She's like, everybody always calls me weird. Well, I'd be like, thank you. Yeah, I'm an eccentric rebel. You know? Yeah.
So anytime you can let go of judgment or how perfect something has to be and just like let things go, which I think your Neptune in the 8th can actually really help with that.
Yeah.
Is like, it does kind of want to see the good in everybody. It does kind of want to look at things like, that's good. But it sets you up, sets you up for the karmic situations, which it's meant to happen. It's not a bad thing. And I think that you want to go through those situations because, again, they teach you about how you can do it on your own too. You don't need something else to come in and be something. It just like every time that something doesn't work out, it might suck and feel hard at first, but it like enlightens you and kind of changes your belief about how you can create something of substance on your own.
Lana, are you saying that is the grand water trine? Lana was asking if she has a grand water trine.
It's
She's
a wide
saying
one. Neptune,
8th
Chiron,
Pisces, Mercury, part of fortune, and Chiron.
Oh, Urania is kind of in the mix. I mean, yeah. The asteroid Urania is tighter.
Then what, Chiron?
Yeah, Chiron's like 8 degrees. I mean, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. But, trines are so boring to me.
I know, but it is divine support.
It is, but I
He
feel
loves
like,
squares.
I do. I'm such a square
He
astrologer.
loves
like
squares.
squares and oppositions. Like that's what I want to talk about.
But a grand water trine is like beautiful, like divine alignment, Nuri. So you have that. You don't have a square.
They work well together in
Yeah.
a trine. So basically, your Neptune, your Chiron, your Mercury. Like I think when you understand the depth of your soul and you're able to get out of your mind and kind of let things go, it is a huge gift and something that really helps you out and helps you get more alignment with yourself. And I think it takes you out of such a left brain analytical sense that can, honestly, it could drive you a little bit insane at times.
Oh,
Or make
I
you like
love that.
overly
She just
cautious,
wants to
but
spread love and light and merge with the soul. Well, I'm adding
that's
that in there
beautiful.
and merge with a soulmate. But in a right, love and light. I feel you, Nuri. I know. I love it with Cancer. I love Cancers.
I know, they're great.
I know. Oh, wow. You had
Yeah.
an NDE?
Oh wow.
Really? Well, I mean, obviously, you wouldn't be saying that. Oh, yeah. Well, yeah.
Yeah, those are big moments.
But I mean, that should have like also helped you. Well, I mean, you were 9, so but that would have like well, that was an awakening, but you were 9, so it's like at a different stage. Wow. Well, see, you were meant to be here though, Nuri, to
Yeah, I
go
think
through these initiations and to heal and to spread love and light.
yeah, I think
Exactly.
you are kind of here to show people how beautiful things are. Like North Node
Yes.
Taurus is really like stop focusing on all the intense situations or other people's
Yes.
psychologies or what they're thinking, and like get back to like the root of what is beautiful to you and what's in
Absolutely.
spiritual alignment
Sorry.
with you. And like that's how you can
I
be
love
that great
that.
Cancer, nurture, situations and grow situations and take care of yourself and take care of others and relate to people in a really beautiful way or even help people through their transformations. So you're kind of like,
Yes.
the 12th house and where Pluto wants to go is like you have healing abilities both physically and metaphysically. So I think it's like really learning how to embrace that side of you too and trust your intuition because the analytics will only tell you so much and reality will only tell you so much, but some of your greatest spiritual gifts are in what you can't see.
Oh, absolutely. And I think and you know that. You know what I mean? Like that, Nuri. Like you're tapped in and a healer. So it's like you are meant to be well sharing this with all of us, but also right with other people like your tribe, your soul tribe, all of that. Yeah. Love and light. I love that. That's what everybody should be doing. We need lots of Nuris.
Yeah,
Just spreading your fairy dust all around. I love it.
absolutely. And Saturn's making great aspects to your nodes right now and in that exact nodal return. So this is definitely a potent time. And with the eclipse coming in your first with your north node, I think that this is definitely a time where you're getting more in alignment with that strong value of life that you're here to help nurture and grow for the collective and hopefully strengthen your faith. And you've gone through definitely some intense times or big situations or cycles coming to an end, and it's
Yeah.
everything's like kind of getting ready for this beginning for you, kind of trying to show you how to do things maybe a little bit differently but still with the very same like kind of empathetic, compassionate, loving message that you were told that you were supposed to show people and help people with.
Yeah. No, yeah. You're just like on a roller coaster, Nuri, and just let the divine take you.
Hmm.
Yes, I
Oh
feel
yeah,
so
you have
grounded. I
children
feel I
too.
have changed the healing.
Yeah,
Yes.
karma in the fifth, you're definitely, I mean, I would say that like all our children come that we have a purpose whenever we have children, but like I don't know, karma in the fifth in Leo, you and your children definitely have some kind of a strong past life connection or there's some kind of a karmic situation that is with your children. And again, look, karma, I say that word, it's not a bad thing.
No, yeah, it's just cause and
Could be
effect.
fruition too,
Right.
especially around like love, like
And the
showing love.
awareness that comes like
And that's so Venus square
understanding
Neptune
your
in the
karma.
in Leo in the fifth is like maybe you literally came here karmically to show people how to express unconditional
Yes.
love from the
Yes.
depths of your soul and
Mm-hmm.
how to transform.
Mm-hmm. Unconditional love and healing, you know. Yeah.
And yeah, that can get you into interesting situations because not everybody on this planet understands that.
Right.
But
right.
so what? Doesn't mean that you did anything wrong either.
No. You still, the fact that you still stay in that energy and that after everything that you've been through and you didn't let it completely just tear you down and harden you and close off your heart, it like keeps it's like your heart just keeps opening more. Like that is unconditional love. It's so beautiful.
Oh, you want to do astrology? I think it's so funny you say that. You literally could probably be a great astrologer because you have Mercury conjunct your part of fortune. Exact.
And I have had wonderful connections to hair and being a mom. Now I want to heal with astrology. Yes, you are healing. Like, go more into it, Nuri. Just start Googling everything. Just be like, what does this mean? What is that? Like, will be so healing for you. And yeah, just like Bryan said,
Where's your Urania?
I mean, there's a reason that,
Pisces?
you're like coming into this now. So, yeah.
Yeah, you have Urania in exact opposition from your Pluto too. So, that's the asteroid that represents astrologers. And opposite your Pluto, it's like literally your soul evolution's trying to go to that 18 degrees Pisces.
Yeah.
Which is Urania. So, yeah, I would say for you, absolutely.
And it's been about self-love too, Nuri. But yeah. Oh, I loved you. I loved everybody's chart, but yeah, you're such a sweet soul, Nuri. And keep spreading that love and light. And go down that, Nuri, trust. Nuri, you're a water sign. I feel like every water sign goes through that, okay? So I can attest to that. If you're a healer, we attract wounded,
Oh, yeah, I'm sure people want you to
They're like, I need
them
more of your energy.
Yeah.
You're like, no.
And at first you're like, of course.
Yes.
Of course.
I know. And like how lucky that your children have you as their mother. That is beautiful. You can adopt me. But we hope this helped you and keep going more into astrology and all of it. And just that you're going into your soul, you're remembering who you are, which I think you're already very aware of that. Mm-hmm. And thank you everybody in the chat that shared their chart and their love and their energy. And yes, this was, I always have such a great time. I feel like I was going to see something, but
we knocked out a lot of charts this week. We did 3 sessions, 6 charts.
Yeah, and then we'll be back on Sunday. I know it's Easter, but we're going to be doing it at 7. So whoever can join.
Oh, dang, you got a 33-year-old Pisces?
You guys are soulmates.
I'm 33 years old.
Yeah, 33. What a year. You're welcome, Lottie.
Hi, Mom.
Thank you, Leslie. Thank you, everybody. Because we're not going to be back till Sunday, but we'll say Happy Easter then. But Happy Easter and the end of this Libra full moon and that getting ready for the equinox.
Catch you all on Easter Sunday.
Easter Sunday. Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Thank you all, everybody.
You like those chocolate-covered Easter eggs.
Oh, yeah, the like M&M Easter eggs. Those are like top-tier Easter, like seasonal candy. Those are...
Love you guys. Oh, yeah. Anything chocolate. This one, it's like... All I have to do is bring him sweets.
I know. And I have Jupiter in my first now. I'm gaining weight.
No,
Pisces
he's not.
Thickening me up.
Well, because I just want to bite.
Jupiter in the first. You always put on pounds with Jupiter in the first. So, look, Nuri, I know you got Jupiter transiting your first right now. If you're putting on some pounds, it's okay. Enjoy it. You're here to enjoy your life.
Yeah, I mean... Babe, you're
I'm getting thick.
I know he keeps saying he's going to be fat air moon.
I know. I keep telling her every time she brings a cookie home, I'm like, yep, I'm going to be fat air moon in no time. Everybody call me fat air moon.
Crumble cookies. We have a crumble cookie.
I'm going to lose my jawline. I'm going to have a round Cancerian face.
He had never had a sprinkles cupcake until my birthday. I was like, what? You haven't been living. Oh my God. Yeah, he's got a sweet tooth. But we love you guys, and we'll see you on Sunday. Happy Easter.
All right. Have a great week, everybody. See you Sunday.
Bye, guys.